首絞めんの自分らだよ、マジで。
こちらです。
うわー、マジで
ヘリマ同士です。
なんだよ、これ。マジで。なんなんだよ、これ。この辺からさ、もう作画じゃないじゃん。
And we are live! What an intro to come in on! Hi, everybody!
よく撮ったよ
I'll say hi real quick. Yoshi and Foxconn were just having a bit of a moment there, we'll say. Right, good to see, glad to have you. And don't worry, right now they're just doing sound checks, so the live letter has not started yet. We still got 10 minutes. Live letter has not started. Carolina, good to see, glad to have you. Genesis, good to see, glad to have you. Bling, good to see, glad to have you. Equilibrium, good to see, glad to have you. Good day to you as well. Curie, good to see, glad to have you. Willow, morning to you. Good to see, glad to have you. Hope your fever's broken and you're doing better. Rowan, good to see, glad to have you. V, good to see, glad to have you. Chris, good to see, glad to have you. Grace, good to see, glad to have you. Kyle, good to see, glad to have you. Quinn, good to see, glad to have you. Yes, thank you, very weird. Since this is YouTube, we're contractually obligated to say like, share, and subscribe. Yada yada yada. Yoshi-P is bringing us for the matron's teats. That's for sure. I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit more. For now, while we wait, because we still got 10 minutes until the actual thing starts. Jade, good to see, glad to have you. Freer, good to see, glad to have you. What is happening? They, oh, I'm forgetting the name of it all of a sudden, but there's like this whole animation duo thing that is this thing that has been used in all sorts of things for comedy, and they just did a version of it with Yoshi-P and Foxconn. Someone can remind me of the name of it. It's blanking from my head, but I will pull it back up here for a second. Hydra, good to glad to have you. Pop Team Epic, thank you, Genesis.
こちらです。
うわー、マジで
Imashine, good to see, glad to have you.
なんだよ、これ。
The new job, Sky Mage.
なんだよ、これ。この辺からさ、もう作画じゃないのよね。こんな感じですみたいな。
危ない危ない。これが許可されたらどうなったの
Oh my god.
よく撮ったよな、これな。
No, because that's I think Yoshida. If I'm not mistaken. I'm so bad with name kanji. Okay, let me get up. I will get up the translations. So that way we will have translations to go with along with this. We will be getting the translations from the official YouTube, for the official Discord, or Final Fantasy XIV Discord, or actually, I don't know, is it official? It's effectively official. And the translator today will be... Who's gonna be our translator today? It is Iluna! Iluna Minori. So very much always thank them for their good and hard work. We got 9 minutes until they start in, so we've got some time to talk with this. Let me get you guys all situated in chat. God, do I need a third monitor? One of these days I'm gonna have to get a third monitor. Forgive me while I see if I can find a way to set this up where I can both see you guys and the chat at the same, and the, I may just have to pop back and forth. That's fine. How's everybody doing? Everybody excited for 6.3? Are we excited to see the Nafka's titties? As there are many people bound to be? The other answer, do I need another monitor? The answer is always yes. Also, please, for the love of God, someone or anyone, let me know how the audio is if I need to adjust it at all. Never enough monitor. Yeah, 12 monitors. One monitor, just like, from now on, one monitor for every Chrome tab. Just 36 monitors. Never have to tab again. Okay, for any of those who have missed our conversations around this, it's very clear that this is supposed to be Crystal Tower. You can see the Labyrinth of the Ancients here, so that means beneath this is going to be Eureka Orthos is going to be beneath Crystal Tower. It's just clearly that's what's going on. And this is the Heaven of Earth. So if we assume that the cycle continues from what we saw with Agalea, with what we get for Eurofsign, Euphrosign, we should be getting Nafka and Althik and Halone and Menfina now up next. Audio sounds good? Okay. Let me know if I need to adjust it for when Yoshi-P starts talking, though. Also, if it's a little bit low, it'll be because I will be doing translations, so I will, what I'm saying may be a little bit more important, ironically, than what he's hearing his speech. Aren't we all? I'm here for the booba. Y'all know what you're about. Tracy, good to see you, glad to have you. Yukio, did I even say good to see you, glad to have you? Because if so, good to see you, glad to have you, Yukio. Looking sassy for the booba. This thanks to one of my partners. They helped me. They for Christmas went shopping with me and got me a couple of vests, a couple of button-ups, and helped me refresh my wardrobe that I had not updated in the better part of the last decade. So yeah, feeling good. Considering my Skyrim modding habits, I need 147 monitors for all the cheese wheels, or is it for the skooma? Oh, thank you, Chris. Much appreciated. I know, so what is everybody number one thing they're looking forward to seeing here? I know for me, it might be Paladin. It might be the Paladin reworks, might actually be my number one thing. I mean, obviously the trailer is like no shit because of like so many things are gonna be included in that. We're probably gonna see a reference to what the new ultimate is, which is definitely gonna be Omega. It's gonna be Omega. It's super gonna be Omega. I'm not saying that they just released one of the Japanese trailers, not trailers, interviews they had with Yoshida, and what he effectively said was, whatever you guys are guessing is probably correct. The safe bet is the best bet, effectively, what he said. So it's gonna be Omega. Helone, yeah, ready for those icicle spears? I got my Christmas money now. I can do the Fae photo shoot for my Warrior of Light. Nice, Yukio. Nice. Every single bucket. All the buckets. My number one thing is definitely the ultimate. Yeah. You excited for the other thing they did say, though, is that they're probably not going to have them be as story intensive as DSR was in the future. At least going forward. But that's, you know, things have always changed with them. So maybe they'll do that for the one after. Maybe they'll do, you know, since Omega's the raid, maybe that won't be as story focused, but then the Stormblood MSQ one will be. The new Alliance raid, yeah, Eurzean. Definitely Tracy. Yukio, you're literally gonna be in a castle made of ice, like for you know, the Heaven of Ice. So, I mean, there's gonna be some slipping and sliding on whether it's the door boss, whether it's the last boss, whether it's Minfina, whether it's Helone, whether it's one of their frickin', whether it's fighting Minfina's Dalamud or Halone's whatever the heck we fight. More ice floors, they're always fun. Ray over here be slipping and sliding. I think I'm just referring to the fact that DRU literally told an alternate timeline. No, his language was not just about an alternate timeline. His language was also having story elements like cutscenes and stuff. Like, it was about having like interstitial bits more than just specifically about the alternate timeline bit. The trailer, I'm basic. I want to speculate. I mean, yeah, Summit. I mean, like, come on. I mean, that's easy. That's the easy one, right? That's the easy thing. I got it's Byrogod's platforms all over again. But Byrogod's platforms are not that bad. They give you all sorts of times to tell. I love Byrogod's platforms, man. I don't like slipping and sliding on ice, I'll say that, but I like Byrogod's platforms. That's just about, basically, that's just making everyone have to play Black Mage for a second, because you all have to actually think about your next move. The first 24-man had Thal's Balls. This one will have Nafka's plot. Oh, if only Nafka was the last one. If I'm not mistaken, Minfina will be the last one if the trend holds. Yep, it should be Nafka, Althic, Helone, Minfina. But I don't know, maybe they'll break it. If trend continues, I think the last one will be Ocean. That is correct, E-Machine. If the trend continues, the last one will be Ocean, which, if you think about the current plot of the story, means that the trend probably is going to continue. She's got huge tracts of land. Okay, who's here wishing for the matron sits to be a mechanic? I mean, like, look, they did Lakshmi. Sri Lakshmi, right? Yeah, no worries, E-Machine. Infina's arms as an attack cuts directly to a reskin of Lakshmi's attack. About to serve dinner, then I'll be back for a long haul. Sounds good, Kirle. Enjoy your dinner. Probably already met Oshan. We either met Oshan or we met Oshan without knowing it was without us knowing it was Oshan, without Oshan knowing it was Oshan, or it's a servant of Oshan, because we also know from EE1 that there's basically patrons and like not monks but monks of Oshan that are wanderers as well, and he may as well be one of those. Wait, there was a booba mechanic? Am I that pure? Yukio, you remember the part where she literally draws you into her bosom, and if you don't manage to like get out of the like if you don't use your item beforehand, it'll insta kill you? Yeah, she smothers you in the booba. I mean, it's not technically a booba mechanic, but you do need to like, if you don't do the mechanic prior to getting her booba, like drawing you into the booba, you die. So, I mean, like, I don't know if you count that as a booba mechanic, but how many times can we say booba before the live stream even starts, I wonder? Chromium! Good to see you, glad to have you! And hype! Indeed. She do, in fact, kills you with the plot, actually. Yeah. You die in the booba. That's a mechanic. Yep, that's a mechanic. Death by cleavage. What a way to go. Drinking game for live letter. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna go get a drink. All I have is Mike's Hard Lemonade, so we're going with that. Snake Lady smothers us to death. I never pay attention to that part. Yes, Quinn. If you have not been paying attention, Sri Lakshmi does, in fact, every time smother us with the booba if we don't do it. Darvin! Good to see you, glad to have you. Minfina is called the lover. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Although her love story is far more tragic. Please don't die to the booba. Well, I'm just gonna get drunk on the booba. It is 6 a.m. here. Starting off the day with a drinking game is not good. It is 5 a.m. here, so technically, the day still has a couple hours before it begins. The sun has not risen yet. I also will be trapped inside, because currently, it is negative 37 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's fucking cold. So I'm gonna be trapped inside. Might as well try to enjoy it. Oh, it's starting. Oh, there's still. Oh! It's so pretty! Oh, that was the Heaven of Ice, babies! And 2 moons, interestingly. The red moon was there as well. Heaven of Earth, all thick talking to us. Oh! Interesting. That is an interesting representation. Heaven of Earth. Oh, those are pretty! Hey guys, I think they make pretty things in this game. Yeah. Oh no, she's a lolly! Lapis, we'll watch the English after this too, don't worry. Interesting, Zero's also our tank. Zero is our tank. She had Paladin, Sword and Shield. Allegan monstrosities in the tank. I wonder if Allegan had been fucking around with her. It's Allegan! Wait, Dalamu? What? Oh, probably something to do with Eureka Orthos in the area in which they constructed Dalamu. Eureka Orthos must have been part of the installation where they constructed Dalamu beneath you. There's the matron! Show us the booba! Oh, come on, they're just teasing us, not showing her from the front.
止まった命を終わらせ我らを生命へと回帰させることはできよう。
They must. DJ Loveritz!
何かとてつもなく大きな魔法が発動したみたい。
Okay, yeah, Menfina's a lolly. Hey! Oh, hello! Okay. I now understand waifu culture. I now get it. I'm so. I just realized Pelota is my patron saint. I chose right! I chose right! Okay, guys, do we stick around immediately for what's after, or do we get the English version right now? Omega! We called it! I'm gonna get the English one pulled up over here on the side. I'll let you guys pick if we go over to it.
皆さんこんばんは。
こんばんは。
第75回ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサーレターライブをお送りいたします。
はい。
皆さんにご挨拶お願いします。
はい。ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。よろしくお願いします。進行を務めますコミュニティチームモルボルこと室内です。よろしくお願いいたします。
Because this is, at the end of the day, a game.
さあ、
はい。
ということで本日はパッチ 6.3 コンテンツ特集パート2ということで、初手トレーラーから始まりましたが、
いやーギリギリでしたね。ギリギリ
それはそう
でしたね。
それはそうです。
いやーまあその結婚やらね、
はい、
TJ 出張やらなんやらって結構ギリギリだったんですけど、
皆さんもコメントでギリギリなのかとおっしゃっていただいてますけど、
Okay, I've got the English trailer up. Do people want to watch the English trailer first before we continue on?
パッチ進行があってわけじゃなくてね、トレーラーがマジモンのギリギリだった。
そう
ギリギリだった。
I got it ready and going. Just let me know.
いやしかし、
はい。
People want to. Okay, we're gonna pause it. We're gonna do English. Oh man. Oh god, guys. Also, I think we did see a side boob, so I think keep an eye out for Nafka's side boob. This is the one time you'll hear me left. Oh, it's so pretty.
At last, the time has come.
Long have I awaited this moment.
That's all thick.
Your lover's heart.
Menfina. Interesting. That's all thick over there in the corner with Zax.
To defy fate.
I, the Fury, shall test your strength of spirit.
Oh! Check this out. Wait. Check this out. All the architecture in the background looks a lot like Amdapori architecture. And Amdapor worship Nafka. And all thick and stones found near them.
'Tis good to see you again.
But enough about events
Lapis
here.
Manalis.
What brings you to us? And with new company besides. The 13th. I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while.
Oh, I've been waiting so long. Don't disappoint.
Eureka Orthos.
How big must the gate be for their light to come through?
That's what this is probably about.
Help me. Someone. Please.
Calling.
Wait, there's the matron. Guys, I'm seeing Booba. Booba confirmed.
What have you done to Hydaelyn?
I've never been so excited for side boob in my life.
Never be ours again.
So this is they retooled they're I'm assuming this is a real retooled factory.
Suffer in this
That's the only thing doing.
death and rebirth forever.
DJ Loveritz.
deluge of ether. The mark of a terrible magic.
Downloot's part of the fight.
Join me, and together we shall seek the promised land. A glorious kingdom of light, wherein all may know death's sweet embraces.
Well, if he's seeking the promised land, that would be effectively the live stream, which would mean the heart of the star. We'd be looking for the source. Okay. Back to the live letter. Oh my god, there's so much to talk about and speculate on.
秘密なトレーラーです。
Okay.
まあちょっとねそれでも伏せたものが
Okay, I gotta read.
いくつかあって
Okay, real quick catch up. Okay, let's talk about
ちょっとね市田監督には
Let
ね
me know if I need to turn on Yoshi-P, by the way.
ご迷
so you
惑
guys
をお
know.
かけしたんですよ。ねこのキャラは正面を見せてやな
We
らん
started with the trailer for 6.3. Yeah, we barely finished in time. Producer checks, concert,
出さんでくれた
barely made it. The trailer was packed, and there's still a lot we couldn't show. Don't show this character from the front, so it wouldn't turn into too many spoilers. I'm definitely thinking that he's saying that he didn't want Nafka's boobs to be a spoiler. Not it couldn't show it because it was. He clarifies. It was not a we couldn't show it because it would be a not safe for work situation. Please, guys, do not assume that. Thank you everyone who went to the concert. Blah 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 blah. We didn't have many opportunities to have the events during the last 3 years with Corona, so having an event in person that allowed us to talk to players again felt really good. Thanks to people working in the medical fields and everyone with patience with the situation, we're slowly getting back to being able to have in-person events. Patch dates first. Nothing unexpected at this point. It's on the 10th. January 10th is the patch date. It's surprising absolutely no one.
結構反応としてまあ本当数少な
And that is literally all that they're going to talk about up until we get back to being live. So I'm going to go ahead and
何気にそうですね。
何気にすぐ何気にすぐなんですよ。
そうですね。
はい。
頑張ってまいりましょう。皆さんも準備のほどよろしくお願い。
Okay. What is God Brother did like only Mannequin Man can. I'm loving the music. Music really good. Fluffy, good to see, glad to have you. Tasteful side boob. Indeed. Man, I cannot wait for this raid. Me either. Hey, Zolly! Dude's thinking God had potential. Or is he going to match 13th or the 1st? I wouldn't think he would worry about the 13th or the 1st. And also, there's no effective way that we understand for a reflection to mash into another reflection. Only a source into the reflection. Alternatively, with the way that the 13th is able to break into the other reflections and source, and rather than having to draw it into the others, instead he can merely lead the void sent out into the others. The land of light as well, yeah, the promised land. The kingdom of light, yeah. I've been wearing headphones for like 8 hours and now my ears are killing me. Sorry, machine. God's eating alone with a great sword. Hey, Xion! Good to see, glad to have you. Too much power in the booba. Septimus! Good to see, glad to have you. Hope they show something of 16. They will not. This is gonna be all 14. There won't be any 16 thing here unless there's some sort of official 16 event crossover event. That would be the only reason 16 would come out. Which reflection is he referring to? I mean, he's talking about the 13th. He's on the 13th, but we don't know specifically where he's referring to about this promised land. All we know is that he's referring to a promised land and death's sweet embrace. Now, if he wants death to be embraceable by the void sent, the reason that he can't on the 13th is because the 13th's ethereal sea has been astrally rent apart because of its astral nature. So that would make sense if the promised land and the kingdom that he's referring to, all the language would make sense if he was referring to effectively the source, and we're looking towards an incursion onto the source. That would be one possible reason. Daryl, good to see, glad to have you. Glad to see more of Goldbez's plan. Absolutely. Yeah, we're definitely gonna see more of it this patch for sure. We're gonna be heading towards his end game. Too darn early, but hello, I'm guessing that 2.15 music on the trailer is the new tribe theme. Could be Moral. Good to see, glad to have you, by the way. Do you say Kingdom of Light? Is that a Kingdom Hearts reference? I don't think so, no. I think if anything, this is more harkening on to 7 would be the closest comparison point based on his language. And the way that everyone in Shinra viewed the Promised Land, also not understanding that the Promised Land itself was effectively the live stream, which would, if you think about the metaphysics of 14 and also our live stream and what also he just said he was seeking in Death's Sweet Embrace, that's what our live stream is. You know, if Kingdom Hearts crossed months ago, that's what it was. Not necessarily. We that could have still come about later, but yeah, it's unlikely at this point. The trailer kind of reminds me of the Mana Tree in Legend of Mana. Yeah, it's definitely possible. The Heaven of Earth has been described in lore for forever. Trailer kind of remember. I'd be all for it, but unlikely until the next Kingdom Hearts game is given more than just a teaser trailer. Yeah, until KH4 has more specific information on it. I don't know how likely it is. I mean, obviously owned by Square Enix, but you know, whether or not they do something with Nomura, since they didn't do something for 3 or anything like that. Who can say? As they show the Japanese trailer again. What's that red thing and that they were talking about at the beginning? That's looks like Dalamud. We put extra effort into the background music this patch. Haven't seen the twins in a while. Bahama has to spawn in the Eureka Orthos, right? Can't show her face, referring to Nafka. Loprit Festival? DJ Loprit's? Omega Ultimate, more details to come. And the Omega background music is so good. Honestly, I'll say this. I think the background music for this hits less hard so far than last trailer did. But, I mean, it hits hard, right? New Loprit's outfits are adorable, yeah. Honestly, I do love the harvest theme of the raid scythe and actual reaping. Yeah, and it matches everything that we have about her in lore, so it's literally Nafka straight 1-to-1 is actually seeming to be the most, like, one of the closest that we've had. I mean, like, to be fair, Azima, Rulger, and Nalthal all were very, very, very close too. Byregot, we didn't really have any other real representations for, so could have done anything. Swoop, good to see, glad to have you. Yeah, you agree on the music, V? I mean, that's the thing, is worst case, the thing about 14 is worst case is you're gonna have like a half step down from like a patch or an expansion that you fucking just was like the shit, but it's only gonna be a half step down. It's still gonna always be really good. 4 Lords? What about the 4 Lords? New MSQ, new side quests. Yes. Oh, you're talking about Tatara's Grand Endeavor. Yeah. You'll be the Tatara's Grand Endeavor. This part will be going through the 4 Lords. If you've been doing Grand Endeavor, you know it's been basically doing the different patches, kind of, or the different expansions as reference points. So now we've gotten into Stormblood, having finished up with like the Red Bills and all that stuff. Newfound Adventure to continue. Somehow further Hildebrand adventures in 6.35, as well as the next part of the Relic Weapon will be in 6.35, and Tribal Quests in 6.35. New MSQ, new side quests. No translations of interest currently. I'm loving that the Grand Adventure is encouraging people to do that content. Yeah, Darvin, I think like they very much don't want to mandate certain things for the most part, but they do want to deeply encourage it. Now, what you could argue, oh, the Relic quest, when they're mandating Hildebrand, it's like, well, but the Relic is also not mandatory to do MSQ. It's optional in and of itself as well. I mean, there's still arguable, plenty of people have respectable, understandable, broad spectrum of feelings on that specifically. But that to say is, yeah, creating more and more incentives to do side content, I think, is a great way to go. Now, though, the one thing I think that they need to do is make it better to delineate what certain types of side content are. So, for instance, I don't know if it would just become too overwhelming if there were different icons and symbols, but like having different symbols for the raids and alliance raids to let people know, like, oh, this is a thing you should really go do side content. You know, I need to finish Eureka, period. Yeah, it'd be you and a lot of other people. Well, so Eureka is not Eureka Orthos. Eureka and Eureka Orthos are completely different. Eureka is named after Eureka Orthos because of history and stuff, but you won't have to do Eureka in order to do Eureka Orthos. At least far as I know, nothing has been said about that. Yeah, Crafter Tribal Quest with the Loprits in 6.35, the final tribal quest for Endwalker. So it will have, by the end, it will be Arcosodra, Omicron, and Loprits. I finally got to 20, so I can leave the first zone. Honestly, especially if you have a group, it goes fast. The third zone's the worst. I need to do Eureka and finish the raids, and I put it off for years. Well, Genesis, again, take advantage of our Discord and our community in order to, like, get stuff done, guys. I cannot tell you how much easier it is to do if you just even have one extra person. Oh my god, we're starting a club mall in not Smileton. Oh my god, Bestway Burrows. Oh my god! Oh my lord! Oh, this is... Okay, so the new hangout spot is Bestway Burrows, apparently. I guess they're trying to make it more habitable and more friendly for who needs Balmung quicksands? It's Curl Best Way Burrows, baby. DJing way. Hi guys, I do want to complete television. Well, Boreal, again, what we should do is we'll get some people together and just like do a bunch of Eureka farming and get people through that, and then have maybe we can get like 12 to 24 people together and just go ahead and do Baldessian Arsenal and finish it up. You too, Darwin. Yeah, twerking Loporits. Yeah, the twerking Loporits were prophetic. Now we can twerk with the Loporits. I don't like bothering people and feel super awkward talking in Discord, to be honest. Genesis, we have a couple people who've been very much in that same ballpark, actually. Like Emmett, who is very, very nervous around the same thing. You do not have to talk. You can be a lurker. It's totally fine. And you can always add, like, me or the moderators for the group if you're afraid to talk to other people. And be like, hey, could someone come help me do this? A ton of people would love to help you. And you do not have to be sociable to take advantage of the benefits. So just a big recommendation on that. Need to slut up my bunny outfit. Take my carrot martini shaken, not stirred. Got it, drinking way. Music way, dancing way, humming way. Bun Akibara. Singing way, legitimately the only quest line on the moon revolves around them. What level is Eureka unlocked? It's finished. You finish Stormblood, Tracy, so 70. Once you get to 70 and finish Stormblood, you'll have access to it. I personally really enjoyed the story of these tribal quests, maybe even the most out of everything from 6.3, honestly, according to Yoshi-P. And Yoshi says you can use Zero in the duty support system for this dungeon. Based on it, I think you'll be able to use her as both a DPS or a tank. New trial will stay a secret. We couldn't use it for marketing. We couldn't even use it in the trailer either. Maybe it's gonna be. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's not gonna be Cagnazzo and Rubicante. I think it's gonna be Cagnazzo and Rubicante as like a duo. But maybe they'll surprise us. They do like to surprise us. Yeah, I started that way, Genesis. Now I'm just an annoying mod because our things happen. Yeah, 70 just needs to be base Stormblood to be completed. Can we start a Make Cafe and Best Ways Burrows now? Yes, Ray. Yes, you can. I've been on and off. Should rejoin the Discord. Yeah, and also, it's fine to be on and off. Like, dude, we all got busy lives, and also, it's like, sometimes it's just like, you know, like, oh, you're around, you want to be around, and sometimes like, I'm gonna go do other stuff. But no, definitely take it. Look, if you come into the community for at the very least just use looking for group to take advantage of like having like social, like just time to like play with and help other people or get help doing content. Like, if that's it, that's fine. Like, you don't have to, like, you don't want to talk in general, you don't want to talk about lore and stuff, like, don't worry about that. We heard Cagnagno's VA in part where Zero was getting attacked by people in PA gear. Yes, but that could be referencing something else though, Hydra, because it could be referencing something further in the past if it is actually his voice. Now, I assume it is. I assume that you're right, but I've definitely heard people mishear the voice actors before too. So I want the trial to be like Eden, Garuda, and Ifrit fight. Yeah, where it's like 2 fusing or something like that. Oh, that's a secret for the ultimate, as if we don't know. Yeah. There'll be a puzzle mechanic in the new trial. The trial from 6.2 is fast-paced, but this one's going to be very different. Okay, interesting. And one of the reasons that the past one was fast-paced is because they were like doing mechanics also to like the beat of the music. New Alliance raid that will zone in later to show the atmosphere. Does this look like backgrounds from Windows XP? Yes, it does. It does look like a background from Windows XP. I'm taking a break because I'm glad to spend 7 million for dancing. Guess 6.4 is where we continue Pandemonium. Yes, Quinn. It's always Alliance raid and raid. Alliance raid, raid. Well, I guess technically it's raid, Alliance raid, raid, Alliance raid, raid. It's Alliance raid. I used to talk more, but the bigger the Discord got, the more we start talking. Jen, dude, bud, totally fine. We've all been there. Just know that you're more than welcome. They also love to shove clips from one scene to another. Not sure I follow World. I think that's how it's been working. Odd for Alliance, even for normal. Yep. That's how it's worked for a long, long time. Uba. New Ultimate Omega, 2 weeks after release of 6.3, you will have to have cleared PAS in order to do Omega, which is pretty standard. Oh wait, yeah, I need to beat P8S for the ult. Gotta get on the grind. I'm not gonna have time to do that. I haven't had a time to do a single ultimate yet, let alone get to Omega, do Omega prog. We don't announce it earlier because players might form a very strong expectation of what the fight is going to be design-wise for Ultimates. That's why they hold off announcing. Talking about Eureka Orthos. Eureka Orthos. Players must first complete the main scenario quest Endwalker and progress to floor 50 of Palace of the Dead. So it's just like if you were going to unlock Heaven on High. You need to have beaten Endwalker and you need to progress through floor 50 of Palace of the Dead. That said, this will actually be a great way to level jobs too. So think about it. If you have Palace of the Dead, can get you up, can level you quite decently. But so can Heaven on High. You can also use the Heaven on High and Eureka Orthos now to get up to 90s. Trailer magic helps keep spoilers light. Why have dessert before the nutritious meal? Yeah. Looks like they need to do some raids. Yeah. I guess they continued XP background tradition from the Pixie tribe.
そう1000人プログラマーとかもつけて使ってるんで、過去今までのよりはボスらしい。
Oh, okay. Yoshi-P says about the new Omega Ultimate. You'll see the real Hello World.
お話もね、
new deep dungeons in
2025. そんな決して多いわけじゃないんですけど。
Obviously, Eureka Orthos, the installation that we've known about beneath the Crystal Tower since forever. I just recently got to 450 POTD, so I'm ready. Perfect, Kyle. Adam, good to have you. Which of the 12 we fighting next? We're going to be fighting Nafka, then Althic, then Halone, then Menthina, if the order holds. But at the very least, those are the 4 we're fighting, and this confirmed it. And because this confirmed it, we also know the next 4 we're fighting, and if the order stays consistent, we also know the order in which we'll be fighting. Hunter, good to have you. What does that mean, Hello World? Yukio, it's the attack that Omega uses. And so they're saying that the ultimate version is going to be a lot harder. POTD is something you need help with. Tracy, I mean, you only need like 3 of us to do that with you, so we can do that. We can definitely get together and do that. We can do that literally in like an hour or 2. The boss in these deep dungeons should feel more like bosses compared to older deep dungeons. We'll also get a preview for this later. 6 dungeons from Heavensward will be added to the duty support system. This should cover everything from the free trial. If the free trial doesn't get extended. Oh, wait, so the update to the dungeons for Heavensward should cover everything for the free trial. Assuming, assuming the free trial doesn't get extended. They may be hinting that Stormblood's going to be added to the free trial. Now, we're only missing 4.x since we added the trust system in 5.x. Right, so they only need to now do Stormblood because obviously the Shadowbringers already has the trust system. Yeah, I'm sure V would definitely hop on Tracy even if I don't have a second to play with you. Hello World is probably the most complex mechanic in the game. I don't know. Wow. I wouldn't say for me I find it the most complex mechanic in the game, but it is not easy. When doing it unsynced, it can be cheesed by the DPS jumping off being revived after a resolve with just support class. Yeah. It's not... It's up there. It's definitely up there. I mean, to call it one of them, I don't think is unfair. Yeah, personally, my favorite Omega part was seeing them do the limit breaks. Yeah. Free Stormblood. I want to get the Knight Pegasus mount from POTD. Me too, Shion. Oh, nice. It would be nice if those bosses would actually feel worth it. Yeah. Hello World, ban. Come on, Lise, for Balestar's Wall. Please let her be the duty support. It could happen. It could happen, Kyle. We'll see. Yoshi-P, this is a translator note. Yoshi-P just explicitly did tease the idea that the free trial. You did just say specifically that he just teased the free trial. He did not say it's getting specifically extended. So don't take this as confirmation that it is getting extended. He's just teasing the idea. That said, the fact that he's teasing it would be surprising if it never happened. Although they don't really need it to happen because it's already a lot of content for free. That said, I mean, once they're down to already 7.0, 3 expansions ahead, maybe adding it would be the worst thing. We'll also zone into the new area for this Crystal Moon conflict later, so we'll get to see that. So this is like 6.35 tool enhancements for the Splendorous tools, basically relic tools, custom deliveries, Andin. Oh, Andin. Who's Andin? That name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Let me check Garland tools. I wonder if they're a I wonder if they're an Elpis. That would make sense. I don't see any NPC named Andin. Only Andin's heirs, the legendary mature tree in Shadowbringers. Although that's assuming that his English name actually is spelled that way. If anyone knows, feel free to share.
そうなんですよ。
Like Andon's heirs? Yeah, Summit. That same spelling, so yeah.
そうね。面白い。
Look back at the trailer for 6.3. Is that giant world actually the Void World? Quinn, do you mean at the very start? Because those aren't the two moons? Because that's to do with Menfina. If you mean the moons in the sky, that's just the heaven of ice. Hello, Underworld. Oh, Lisa Paladin will be cool possibilities. Yeah, they really would, Darwin. Wait till Leaf Man. I'm gonna need to go finish all the crystalline mean quests if I haven't already. Yeah, the moons. Yeah, those are just Menfina's moons. Oh, also don't forget that spearfishing and underwater diving is going to be added to Upper Lenosia. And also, Yoshi-P has hinted in interviews that many of the people on the team would like to retroactively add diving to much more of a Realm Reborn. Yeah, if I recall, some shepherd who got turned into a leaf man, there's a pixie quest about him. No clue how this would work in a delivery, though. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that quest. But yeah. I have no idea how that's going to work. I guess the way it could work is if that person was inspired by someone from the world Unsundered. Maybe? A person or a being. Lady, good to see you, glad to have you! It's morning for us. It's 5:30 currently for me. New Aether Sam probably going to be there too. Yep. Nice, would be nice to dive near Old Nim. Yeah, basically, Kirale, you're going to be able to dive into Bronze Lake. That's the exact place in Upper Lenosia where you will be able to do that. Reinhard, good to see you, glad to have you. Any new translation notes? Might Andon be able to return to a human? Who knows? So no, it seems like they're referencing Andon from Shadowbringers, unless they're just teasing us. Yoshi-P, we're always playing with the thought of adding more areas in which you could dive and spearfish, especially between the patches when we added flying to old zones. So it seems like they're definitely wanting to retroactively increase and expand ARR, and maybe, based on that language, maybe potentially Heaven's Word. Is there anywhere that swimming in Heaven's Word actually would even work? Hinterlands. It's really only the Hinterlands, right? Not Azathoth. Not Sea of Clouds. Not Forelands. It's not really deep water there. Kurthus Western Highlands, no. Hinterlands, Churning Mists, no. It's really only the Hinterlands that I can think of. Skydiving in Travania. I don't think that's quite the same, but yeah. It's extremely rare, early morning, but well, I woke up super early too. Well, it's good to see you, glad to have you, lady. I think the zones were more ice or in the air. Yeah, there might be some deep water, well, there are a couple deep water places that you could do in Kurthus Western Highlands. Mito tell me I can spearfish outside the Ruby Sea finally? Mito? Yes, indeed. Good to see you, glad to have you, by the way. Yes, in fact, you will be able to spearfish in Upper Lenosia, and potentially in the future, more of a Realm Reborn content. Swimming tonberries. That'd be very cute. This patch is huge, yeah. It's a 6.3 is gonna be a chunky patch. They're adding a lot of quality of life to Island Sanctuary. New animals to Island Sanctuary. New filters and sorting features for demand surveys. Basically, just a lot of quality of life stuff. What I want them to do is allow me to copy paste my day. So like if I set up a day and I'm like, this is what I want, let me just make it so my entire week is just like copy paste that for the whole week and done. Always here for quality of life. Yeah, Darwin. They may sometimes be slow to certain quality of life, but we always get it eventually. And see new Final Stardew Fantasy Valley update info. Yeah, bigger is better. Well, so they said that every patch, I believe, I may be misquoting this. It's going to be, every patch is going to be small island update, big island update. So this is the small island update, and the next patch, 6.4 is supposed to be a bigger Island Sanctuary update, as far as I understand it. The only zones that have water are hinterlands and small pools and hot springs in Western Highlands and around Tailfeather. Yeah. Well, Tailfeather are deep enough to dive in, though. And, like, there are a couple places in the Western Highland, right? Because there are even some cracks in the ice in the northern section, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that. But, so yeah, there are a couple possibilities, but thanks, Hydra. Now I see Loporits in little swimsuits. There's also that one lake in the Sea of Clouds, but yeah, I doubt that's deep enough to dive. Yeah, I'm thinking more of, like, it has to be, like, not rather than just source of water, but an actual, like, meaningful source of water. Percy Chang, good to see you, glad to have you. Good morning to you as well. Elliot, what date do you celebrate Christmas? I need it for science. The 25th. So, 2 days from now? You You can use a preset though, just takes an extra click per day, can't do the whole week at once. Sorry for missing.
久々のジャンピングセレクション
You can use
これ
preset
も
though,
後で
just
やっ
takes
て
an
み
extra
ようか。
click.
ぜひぜひ
Jake.
実力の方を見せていただいて、
いやいやいや。
Can you V? I must have just missed that that's already a feature. You'll have to show
こ
me.
ちらもね、すごい楽しみです。
はい。
Any translations?
続きまして、
No new translations yet.
ハウジング
Oh, actually, I want to go back. Is that the new map? Yep, new map. Shifting Gymnasium of Aganon. Portal accessible via neutral. Oh, via Elpis. Ooh, guys, we might get World and Sundered lore.
ご期待ください。続きまして、
New course added for Leap of Faith.
リサ
Sylph
ご期待く
Step.
ださい。続き
Ooh,
まして、
is that going to be a Gridanian one? Oh, that would actually make sense. Think about it. The two we have right now are Ul'dah and Lenosia. Thanalin and Lenosia. So if this one was going to be a Black Shroud, like Gridania one, like 12's would, that would make a lot of sense. So now we have one for each of the starting cities. Housing update, additional wards for all residential areas.
でデュナミスとカオス、ライト、
Due to housing availability in existing wards, plots and newly added wards are unavailable for purchase on the following worlds at this time. Dynamis, Chaos, Light, and Materia.
そうですね。最近開けたワールドたちでは、まだ既存の土地で購入できる区画が結構あるので、そちらが波形次第開けていこうかなと思っております。
Oh, the other translator. We have a second translator translating for us tonight, which is also Miuna.
フリーカンパニー用と個人用の購入区分
More Elpis content is always welcome. Yeah, well, just the fact that it's located in Elpis means that it probably will be more World and Sundered lore.
まあ今後はどっちでも
Okay, we'll know that. Insert light up mega eyes meme. Thanks, lady. I think they were avoiding large bodies of water since it was previously a pain to navigate around them. Then Stormblood made that a whole new dimension of level design. There are multiple reasons. Yeah.
次です。
Can't afford large, so here's hoping I can bid on a small house. Well, the more they add, the easier it'll be.
まずはバトルログ
UI improvements. Icons for damage type will not display in the battle log and flying text. So now, if it's like physical, magical, or special, it'll tell you. I think that's special, right? Unique, yeah. That's the term they use. It'll show you. So, for instance, if you're a tank and you have, some tanks have like magical only mitigation, like Dark Knight, for instance, and this will allow you to know when certain attacks are better to use which mitigation, rather than just having to make your best guess. And also the ability to display remaining time for buffs and debuffs in the party list, so your friends' buffs and debuffs and yours as well in the party list.
ちょっともしかしたら過去のこのコンテンツのこの技なんか違うけどみたいな可能性が
No new translation notes.
あらずなので見つけた方は
I'm in an FC house. I only have 19 mil at the moment.
我々引き続きチェックは
We can earn the rest. This is not too bad. As a healer main, the time for buff debuff is the main thing I'm most hype ever. Yeah. Percy, as a tank, even as a tank, I can tell you, as a tank main and a healer off main, yeah, I feel that. I still specifically get Western Lenosia for diving, given Pharaoh's Sirius's tunnels, potentially Horizon 2, so I no longer have to phase through the boats until Titanic salvage next exists. I mean, very much, that would make sense, Hydra. To get that, I would look to Lenosia being the first place that you would see a lot of extension of that. And I wouldn't be surprised map by map. And since you wouldn't have to really worry about upper, Western and Eastern, I wouldn't be surprised if Eastern came first. But lower Western and Eastern are really the main ones that you're gonna look towards, you know? Great, now I can call specific DPS for not using Feint Addle instead of asking generally and getting no response whatsoever. Summit, please do that. Now I'll be aware when I finally as soon as the timer goes out going out. Yeah, that'll be handy. Yoshi-P, as I've said during the last producer live letter, every single content we ever released has been updated with this feature. It's an immense amount of data. There might be some bugs left we couldn't find. Please report them if you encounter any. He's talking about the UI updates and about like the types of spells and types of damage. Miscellaneous updates. Alternate UI themes. Alternate UI theme number 3. Clear blue. Portraits will now display when using a duty finder. That'll be really fun and interesting. It seems like a small thing, but it'll be a whole new world. Expansions of available activities while using fashion accessories. Sweet, so you're going to be able to do more things while wearing fashion accessories. It's not clear what yet, though. Ability to cast glamours and dye retainer equipment without removing it. Nice. Ability to cast glamours on your own equipment directly from your retainer's inventory. Ability to filter newly added items at Sundry Splendor vendors. Clear blue UI theme, finally. A whole new world of cat girl butt. You're not wrong, Jay. How much is medium? I got almost 15 mil. I don't actually actually know. Is it like it's lower than I think it is. Is it 10?
グレーじゃなくなる。
Or is it 15? Also, do you have 15 mil, Quinn, or do you have 15k? Do you have 15,000 million?
時間が空いた時にでも設定していただけるとね。はい、ありがたいです。
You can enable and disable whether the buffs in your party list show the timers or not. The default setting is on enable. You'll have to turn it off if it is disturbing or if you start experiencing performance issues. The default, how bad would your PC have to be for you to experience performance issues just from that? The default portrait that was showing looked kind of dull, so we changed the gray background a little.
コンフィグでオフにしていただければ表示されなくなります。あと、その
So if you didn't change anything, it'll look better by default from now on.
できるようになっています。はい。はい。
15 minutes, 3 a.m. I need to sleep. No worries, Quinn. No worries. I'm sorry, I didn't make fun of you.
はい。
そしてファッションアクセサリー使用中
Medium
で
is
できる
19?
各種行動を拡張いたします。
Interesting. I think mediums are around 18.
前回
Or
僕
maybe I'm just
言
making
い
that up.
方があやふやだ
My
っ
bad,
た
thought they were
の
around
で
15 million. Well, on the right side, you're so close to a
混乱
medium.
があったかなと思うんですけど、傘を例えば差してるときに、クラフトしようとす
Nothing
ると今で
interesting
きない
as
と
of
か
now.
だったんですけど、できる行動が大幅に増
Okay,
えた
but tell me
でマウントに乗
about
る
the
時に
Paladin
一旦自動的に収納してマウントに乗って降りたら
I mean
とかっていう形で行動に結構制限かかったやつをいろいろ
That,
行動できるよ
or
う
at
に
the very least, tell me more about Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 3 and let me start screaming again.
なんか
I'm gonna get under my desk. I'm gonna eat dog treats. I'm gonna do something I don't even know anymore. If they tell me, if they told me the date where EE3 was being sold,
なので今まで
I
より
might
もより
strip
ファ
on.
ッションア
Well,
クセサ
no,
リーを
no,
使ってても
no.
普段の行動の
そうですね。
制
maybe.
限妨げにはならなくなるという。
というのも雨
Who's
が
behind Menfina on her left? I would have to go
た
look.
ので、それを設定したがゆえに
Give me a
さ、
second to go
なんかいろいろめんどくせえってなると
確かに。
さ、使いづらいじゃない？だからなんですけど。はい。
はい。そして次が、リテイナーの装備を外さずにミラプリと染色をする機能が追加されます。
Okay, well, we wait a second for the translations.
はい。リテイナーの所持品から自身の装備に直接ミラプリする機能。この便利。これリザイン着せちゃったんだよなってやつがね。
That would be Naimia. It's based on the fact that it's the wheel. That's the spinner's wheel. That's probably Naimia. On Menfina's left, and on her right is probably Ulthik. The only other people it could be is Thaliak, who it's almost certainly not. That's not what Thaliak looks like. The only other possibility would be Eorzean, because it's not going to be Lim Lane. But the coloring is interesting. But yeah, the fact that that's almost certainly Naimia is on Menfina's left.
雨が降ってきたら自動的にこう刺すようになります。で、雪の時に関しては
Here, I'm gonna pause this a second and I'll show what I'm talking about. So, Menfina. This is Naimia. Like, see, like it's a spinner's wheel. Like that's who it is. This is almost certainly. Oh no, this is definitely Ulthik. You can see a symbol is on the hourglass thing behind him. This is Ulthik for 100%. And then this is panning out. I see blue over here, which means that this could be Hydaelyn, but it also could be Lim Lane. Probably not, though. I would expect Lim Lane to be green. And then if that's, it would make sense if that's Hydaelyn too, because behind this you can see green and red hair. This is Nafka. So this is Nafka. Yeah, you can see this is Hydaelyn with the spear. You can see the spear here. So this is Hydaelyn. This is Nafka. This is Naimia. This is Ulthik, and this is Menfina. So the only people we're missing that we haven't seen at this point then are Lim Lane, Eorzean, and Thaliak. Although we know what Thaliak looks like. We're pretty fairly certain.
はい。意見が割れて、チーム内で。
Yeah. Yep, Ulthik has symbols on clothes. Yep.
刺します？刺しません？
ああ、
それ。そう、北海道人さ。
Yeah, I want to know all about Paladin changes. I hit 45 mil gil, so I can start looking for large spots. Nice. I am approaching 50 million. Well, I'm like at like 30 something. But the next time I get 50 million gil, I ain't buying a house. I'm just buying that Namazu mount, man. I could buy it right now if I like pulled out of my savings, but like my like stores of gil. But like I've been debating that. But I want that golden Namazu mount. Elio, don't freak me out. Some of us are wearing ear headphones. I won't scream too loud. Only just kind of loud. Can probably help the FC since it's really easy to farm glam prisms. They sell for like 203 gills, but at different points of time. Paths usually increase the amount to like 3K. Yeah, that's a good point, Quinn. Since spinning wheel buffer, yeah. See Matra and Ocean sipping. I didn't think I'd be excited about Umbrella opening. Yeah. They tell you EE3 is coming February. Will cover the first Void 13th floor, and that they are thinking about EE4. Elio's spontaneous combust from sheer height. It's true. Although I would expect EE3 to be, I would be shocked if EE3 was not almost exclusively focused on first floor. And maybe a little bit on like later patches of Stormblood. But I would expect EE3 to be almost exclusively like 4.4 through 5.3. That's what I would expect EE3 to be. All the gas symbols on the clothes. I know, which God I'll definitely be drawing sometime. Dude, I have a thing for Nafka somewhat, but I mean that's also just because booba. Okay, drinking. Best dungeon to run on sync is never reaped since you get about 10. Honestly, Quinn, if like there are faster ways to run than that. Mafina actually reminds me of the end tag of FF4 after years shivers. Yes. Not so much. I see what you're saying. They're also N2 very much in that ballpark. I'm interested in what the gear will look like for the upcoming raid. Me too, Mito. Me too. Okay. Interesting translating note. I might have been unclear last time during the producer live letter. The expansion of available activities might have been taken as adding new emotes during the use of fashion accessories, but it is things like using a mount while having an umbrella out. And once you get off the mount, it automatically uses the umbrella again. Also, a new feature that will automatically use an umbrella when it rains. You can set the umbrella. You can choose which umbrella is set to automatically be used. That's gonna be awesome. They also created an umbrella mount. It's only in the Chinese servers right now, but it may be being released in ours. The reason it got released in China first, my speculation is that it's being sold on the cash shop in China, but here it's going to be available through some sort of like gold saucer event or something that isn't an option in China. So that's why it was available for sale there before being announced here. Now, it may just be we just don't get it and it's just for some reason something China gets. But if you haven't seen it, there is an umbrella mount and it's a coming. At least it's coming to China. Maybe coming here too. We'll see. We had a discussion in the team whether to add this for snow as well, the umbrella. If it snows in Tokyo, I'm using an umbrella. We might add this, but not for now. The sound seemed their sound seems a bit off. YouTube seems to be lagging. They're currently trying to get their sound to resync. It looked fine for us, but I'm gonna refresh real quick. Okay, they're just taking a second to let stream catch up. Yeah, exactly. We can be Mary Poppins, Yukio. Menfina actually reminds me of Booba. Right, my raging introverted ass will now get a breakfast. Have lots of things to do. You take care. Sounds good, lady. I know how you love to draw the Booba. It's very much the Mary Poppins mount, yeah. No gold saucer in China. In Korea, if I recall. Yeah, Mito. That's exactly one of the reasons why I thought it might be a gold saucer thing. Umbrella mount. I know it's not in China. I don't know about Korea. It makes sense if it's not there as well. Umbrella mount looks like a reskin of the pod mount. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. It looks like it's much of the same animations. Yoshi-P, please wait. Please wink. How is that? Oh no, there's a lot of context that got dropped for that, so makes sense. Ability to collectively entrust duplicates of stackable items to your retainer. That's nice. That'll be nice. Anything for quality of life. Sutana, good to see you. Glad to have you. Golbez Sephiroth is showing in his trailer. Sephiroth is showing in his trailer. Yeah, right. Yeah, Promised Land, Embracing Death, Kingdoms of Light, all that good jazz. So they make an umbrella mount. Does that mean there's hope for the wings as a mount? There's hope. I will say there's actively hope. You should not be thinking that it's impossible. And if you ask enough, they'll probably do it. Let's pull up here. I'll do this off to the side while you guys continue to watch the live letter. Just there's going to be a little bit of a lull here. I can tell before there's any new particularly interesting points. So.
ということで最初はこちらのブロックですと。はい。
Hey, job adjustments. Here we go. Okay. I know that's very exciting. Just real quick, I want to show you guys what the umbrella mount looks like. And when you fly, it has a little pattern around it. And also in China, they have So I don't. It's not clear to me if it's multiple mounts, but there is some way to either change its color or at least there are multiple mounts. So yeah, it's straight up Mary Poppins, y'all. Tell me about my Paladin! Translations are going to take a second because the Japanese wording is a little bit off and incorrect and is not the points that they're trying to make. But they're going to go on to job adjustments right now. This may take a second. Yeah, it is adorable, isn't it? I need that mount. Can't wait for a larboard and starboard rage. People are going to be losing it. They really, yeah. Definitely some. They're going to add some of like narboard. They're going to like add like 2 other boards too. Just don't you wait. There's just gonna be like prow and stern or something. I need Princess Peach out for that pink umbrella. Yeah, I think it uses ringing for the near mount. Yeah, that's what we were saying. It almost certainly uses the same as for the pod rigging, animation rigging. Machinist copium. Don't you have little faith, crazed? You have little faith. Okay, so minor adjustments, but the details will be in the patch notes. The big adjustment in this patch will be for Paladin. Tell me that you didn't ruin my boy. I will accept lateral change. I will accept an improvement. I will even accept a slight downgrade. But just don't tell me that you ruined my boy. And most importantly, don't tell me that you got rid of clemency. For the love of God, don't tell you got me rid of my like sustain. Don't make my don't ruin the sustain in my job, please. To Ashen rotations, yeah, no surprising, no one. But what are they? Will she just get an AoE combo? Never. Move to the left with the speed of 20 knots. Yeah, exactly, Sutana. Yeah, exactly. Since Paladin is getting a lot of changes, we'll talk about some of them now. Improving ability to deal burst damage by adjusting actions efficiency rotation. Yeah, I mean, the thing is right now it's a sustained tempo. It's not a bursting job. And that doesn't work with their current way they design the meta and the fights. I'm not Elio like Clemency too much. Yeah. Paladin has been a job that was weak in burst output compared to other tanks. It was lacking behind. Yeah, it was very much lagging behind. Understandably so because it had a lot of sustain options. Now the problem is that, or a lot of group like support sustain options for the group. You know, but that doesn't matter much when you don't need those sustain options if you just want DPS. Improving versatility by decreasing reliance on damage over time makes sense. So probably getting rid of flight of flight and maybe even goring blade. So probably no longer going to have a dot. Or if we do, it's going to be less. But yeah, it's one of the last few real dot things that they got going. Moving Circle of Scorn, maybe we'll see Hydro. It wouldn't be surprising having those 2 GCDs too. I mean, only having to weave 1, like weaving 2 is not hard, but like only having to weave 1 might be a good idea. The impact the dot damage had was too high. There were a lot of instances with bosses becoming untargetable. Dot damage also didn't work well with burst output, like effectively how the meta is created currently. Main adjustments. I'm so worried. I'm also very excited. I'm sure you guys want more details. So, rotations have been shortened to accommodate high power actions. Yeah, not surprising. Rather than effectively one long loop of melee to magic, it's going to be something else. Damage over time effects for Goring Blade and Blade of Valor were removed and their potency was adjusted. Yep. That makes sense. I'm sad to see it go, but it makes sense. Divine Might is now applied after weapon skill combos, allowing an enhanced Holy Spirit to be executed without casting. Interesting. Are they just getting rid of her? Holy Shieldron's effect has been changed to reduce damage taken, thereby enhancing defensive capabilities against damage over time. Holy Shieldron effect has been changed to reduce damage taken, thereby enhancing defensive capabilities against damage. Interesting. I hope they don't remove the shadow, the skill aspect of it. Previously removed bulwark ability has been revamped and reintroduced, offering increased defensive capability. Interesting. The utility of several other actions and combos have been adjusted. Interesting. My main thing is just I hope they didn't take away the like timing aspect of Holy Sheltron, because the timing aspect to me is one of the things I loved about it, because it was if you use this correctly, you get a boon for that, right? In the same way that like using the Black Knight, it gives you reward for playing it correctly. And I love that. I love that shit. Gory Blade and Valor dots are removed. Bulwark is back. For those of you who don't know what Bulwark is, I'm gonna pop it up.
ノートをとそれからそうですね。調整意図のテキストの方をご確認いただければと思います。はい、ありがとうございます。
Man, has Bulwark's been
はい。ということでジョブ調整についてお知らせいただきます。
I think I remember it.
はい。それでは続いてのブロックに参ります。はい。続いてはこちらです。どうぞ。PVP アップデート。
Wait, that's all we're gonna get?
今回も
I wonder if there's more in patch notes too.
今回もPVP 関連のジョブ調整は
It didn't sound like they're getting rid of all, maybe just adjusting. Yeah, it's definitely more adjusting than a revamping, which is interesting. I would have been expecting more of a revamp, so it'll be interesting to see. See if they retooled cover or any of the other things as well. Gunbreaker has 2 dots, so I indicate why they would remove all Paladin dots, but reliance on makes sense, but it's not an important part of the kit. Yeah, so the thing about the thing that's about... Yeah, that's an interesting question with the Gunbreaker. I don't know what the philosophy is, but I would expect I wouldn't suspect those would be long for this world either.
で、今回は、東方からくり5点が、新しくクリスタルコンフリクトのマップとして追加となるので、
Increase block.
それを
When did they get rid of it? What patch did they get rid of?
見てみようかなと思っている。はい。ということで、今からちょっと実機をご紹介する今コイン開発機材がございますので
I can't find a note saying when it was. I mean, obviously it's not going to be block rate. It's going to be something else.
少々お待ちください。
This is going to be a full revamp. Gunbreaker dots do a lot less, to be honest. Yeah, the Gunbreaker dots do a hell of a less lot damage. That is a good point, Hydra. Like, one of the points they made is that the thing is that your dot for Paladin is like half of your damage. I mean, it's not literally, but it's like it's a huge amount of your damage. Which also becomes a problem with bursting.
でも両方いるってことはなんだろうな、見てる側の設定とかなんか重さとかあるんですよね。ずれてないにしない。はい。とおじさんがもうすぐ消えるから。
Give Monk a ranged key blast. No, because Munch, we got other options for Monk. Elio, calm yourself. I'm not gonna calm myself. Hell no. I'm excited.
はい。
I didn't sound like they were getting rid of all that. Maybe I imagine it's the same skill, just reduce damage directly instead of guaranteeing blocking attacks. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be blocking. It's definitely not going to be blocking. It'll be interesting if it's just straight damage mitigation. They've been trimming down what they announced in live letters helps keep people from freaking out about changes until patch drops. That's a good point, Darvin. Good point. I expect it to be more like 1 dot per 1 min loop instead of 3. Well, but if they removed the Goring Blade and if they remove those two, then you don't have... Well, no, because that scoring play you still have. Well, okay. No, you still potentially have one. Makes sense, not removing entirely. Well, I mean, I'll say this, like, I'd rather they remove it. If it's like that superficial where it's not a huge amount, I'd rather just have the main combo at least. The difference with Gunbreaker dies that they are not part of a combo. Well, but you still want to have them under No Mercy, don't you? And also, being part of a combo, though, also, the thing about Paladin, the way it's set up, is that you're going in, it's a natural part of doing your melee into your magic, so like your time in a vacuum, the Paladin combo is great. It keeps itself maintained. I mean, it's not really able to adapt super easy in some ways, but the problem is in the current way the fights are designed, it doesn't work well because burst matters more. In the middle of Paladin, maybe I'll wait till the patch. Yeah, it might be a good idea, Darwin. I really understand everything that they said, but just means some skills are going away and stats stuff, right? No, more nuance than that. But if you don't play Paladin, it doesn't matter to you that much. They're still going to storm though. Yeah. Yes, that's why I brought Starvin. Yeah. Okay, translating notes. Goring Blade and Belly Devourer dots are removed. That's all we're getting jobs. Some PvP jobs is not for every job, but for some. I think that the point that goes along with your guys' point though, right? Which Circle of Scorn, which still would have one. They're going to show us the new CC arena now. Looks entertaining. Draw your enemy to one of these and see what happens. You'll literally be able to flip the table.
で一定時間ですね、祭りが始まります。
確かにちょっと暗くなりますね。
Honestly, I like arena hazards. This still does. This seems like a bit much.
来ましたよ。これがからくりですか？
からくりですね。
ほうほうほうほう。なんじゃこれ。お。
Black Flame, good to glad to have you. What I missed so far? Paladin changes, trailer. Not a whole bunch. Not too much.
いやだからあの円範囲の
You can always get to the trailer after. Imagine this map as a warrior. Oh my god, just pull. Yeah. Oh yeah. Finally made it to work. Now I can watch without driving. 70-degree weather. Ooh, swoop. At least it's 70 degrees rather than -17. I don't mean that to belittle the nightmare that is, but just like at least it's not. At least it's above 0. You know.
でこうやって影山様から
Which reminds me of one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh where they use Dungeon Dice Monsters. Yep, Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, Quinn. With what is it? Duke Devlin? Is that his name?
で例えばはいうわ使う
Is he bringing sexy back? Yeah, driving to work yesterday in the negatives was a treat. My empathy to you.
なるほどね。
Nice, there's -17. So Sutana, right now outside for me it feels like -37. So I because Finland, because Minnesota, so I relate to you there. -37 Fahrenheit. What's that in C?
もう溜まっちゃったから。
なるほど、満タンになったら取れない。なるほどなるほど。
Hey, -38, basically the same.
かなり白熱します。随分開発チーム内でも調整対戦しましたけど。面白い。
It's so cold it even makes Celsius and Fahrenheit the same.
確かに。
Kageyama drops these limit break packs that you can pick up to generate limit break. It only happens once during a match.
そうですね。一方通行のワープもあるから、思わぬ方向からにも出やすいとかいろいろできそうですね。そうですね。
はい。
くるっと回ってた。
まあという感じなので、ぜひですね皆さんゴリゴリ対戦していただけると。
PvP and materia is so dead that I got top 100 without even trying.
すごい面白い。
Holy moly, Mito. That's crazy.
まあでもカスタム
Yeah, Georgia's not good with cold. At least my drive was fast.
してもらったりとか、カスタムでほら。
Were the streets clear at least, Swoop? I mean, the nice part about here is it gets cold and it snows all the time. Like we got multiple feet currently going on, but like you know, there's all the infrastructure to deal with it.
からくり御殿のご紹介でした。
じゃあ、はいはい。ちょっと待ってね。はい。
It's funny. There's the PvP in Crystal is very interesting. It people go hard, but also people don't go that hard. It's simultaneously like dead end, and it's like only the sweaty people get there. So it's like not dead, but only sweaty. Only sweaty or only total noob. It's like pure binary. We had a nice -22C a couple of weeks back because Russia decided to blow some nice winds from Siberia. It was great. Wonderful. I'm surprised that Georgia streets aren't just breaking too from water freezing in it. Yeah. Paladin changes in Discord is happening. Paladin changes Discord is happening in Twitter. At least I'm not in Lapland. Ooh. It's -35. I mean, that's what it feels. That's where it's at right here. I'm just starting to get the storm in my area, so just far it's just wind. Also, good morning, Des. Good to see you. Glad to have you. Careful, though that wind's bad. Deadpool needed to go outside to go potty, and then like he literally couldn't be out there for more than 2 minutes. One wreck, below traffic, then massive branch that was in front of me. Oof, crazy swoop. That was what sucked when I lived in Texas. It rarely snowed, but it felt safer to drive in flooding conditions than the slight dusting of snow we'd get. Hey! New PvP glam rewards. By the way, don't forget that if you haven't finished your PvP track currently and you would like that dragon mount that is the in the PvP track, now is your time to get it. You've only got 7, 10, 18 days left. You got effectively 2 weeks. Oh, this isn't PvP. I'm sorry. The glams that we just saw, the like summertime glams, are not PvP. I'm assuming they're Island Sanctuary. This armor is the series reward for next series, and it's gorgeous, and I'm probably gonna use that for something. That is pretty. Now, quickly, please let me have the old wolf. What is it called? The old PvP,
Ma,
like top 1 rank reward. Let me please earn it. I can earn an alternate art. I don't, alternate color. I don't care. Booba Glam. I do like how Dynamis is a mix of crystal and aether. It really, Mito, that seems to be my impression. Deadpool needs sweaters and booties. He does. -4 to F, equals 4 to C. Yeah, Hunter. Goddamn, I'm going back to PvP hell. I mean, guys, all you have to do is, if you do frontline once a day for every day during a series, you'll finish a series. So do your frontline roulette and get your get some glams, get some stuff, level up your old jobs through that. Alliance raid info. Here we go. Every time I hear about the temperature in other places, I'm more than more happy. I live in Italy. Yeah. Looks like Griffin armor. Yeah, it definitely has hints of the Griffin. Totally see it. You need to have more done with wolf collars and trophy crystals. Well, I mean, remember that not everyone does a whole bunch. So the thing is that right now I'm okay with them being a little bit more easygoing on how many rewards and stuff there are with trophy crystals and collars, because it allows people who don't play all the time, all the PvP, to like actually start to acquire things. Whereas if you keep adding a whole bunch of stuff each series, it might be much more difficult for them. And I'm more worried about your average player right now than I am the sweaty PvP player. I can never bring myself to just grind PvP. I mean, that's the thing, is you don't have to. If you do like 1 or 2 crystalline conflict matches a day during a series, you'll be done. Like, you'll get it. You'll be out. And you get a bunch. You get tomestones. Think about it this way: you get, if you do crystalline conflict matches, you get tomestones for your duplicate relic weapons. Boom. Frontlines is amazing for leveling. Yep, 100% is. Did you do crystalline conflict now, Elio? Thanks a lot. Good. You should. I love it. I love it. Just go to casual. Don't, if you do your best. If you don't do great, it's fine. Maybe you'll get better, and it's all good. Okay, I'm changing my UI. I like this theme. It's very classic Final Fantasy. I'm still, I think, 14's theme. I do like how it's a combination. Frontline roulette for leveling. Yep. If we could redeem it for at least tombstones, I'd be fine. Yeah. Frontline and CC are both good for XP. Yeah. This is the new UI theme of the show. We'll introduce more color schemes to this theme as well in the future. So like a clear. So this is a clear see-through blue. So what they're saying is they may want to add like a green or a pink version of this in the future. Not those specifically. Not those will be added, but just as an idea. They almost accidentally showed us a cutscene for Eurofocine. For Euphrosyne. So they can't show us that, so they're trying to avoid any spoilers. Yeah, I like the clear bleed too, Reinhard.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that we could. I wish they would just give us the option to have like a color slider for like, you know, or just put in hex. Literally just put in the like hex number for it. If they had that in gray black, I'd be fine, but I'm probably going to stick with the default still. Yeah. Elio, when does Square Enix unlock the raid so we can farm prep for the next patch? Scared for gear. Unlock the raid so we can farm prep for next patch. Scared for gear. I don't understand what you're scared about, Yukio. The only reason you would need to farm the last patch is if you were worried about gear score, but you shouldn't need to be worried about that. If you're getting the Euphrosyne, like, gear, that's gonna be 620, I think, and that's gonna be fine. Like that, like you're only gonna need to worry about better gear than that if you're going into like Savage. Yeah, FX Evil Chocobo UI, yeah. P8S unlocked, yeah. I love the color blue in general. Ditto, me too. Blue is my favorite color. I have a lot of green stuff because I love Cactar, but blue is my favorite color. My gear is so low for the next Alliance raid. Yukio, what's your gear score? And also, literally, Yukio, if you get the crafted gear, if you get the current crafted gear, if you get the current tombstone gear, like go get the tombstone gear and you're done. Like you have like better than, probably as good or better than average for most people. If you have current 610 craftable, you're more than fine. Yeah, exactly, V. Yeah, V's right. Nice looking clouds. PvP series. I'd like 10 levels away from getting the PvP series now. Won't be the quickest week is. CC. Kyle, fastest way, crystalline conflict on repeat. It goes by very short. Front lines,
if you total them up, even though Frontlines gives you more per round, Crystalline Conflict goes so much faster. Crystalline Conflict is way faster for finishing your thing. If you're gonna, and it also, it's just, I find it's more fun to churn something out because like it just goes. If you lose, you're back in. You know, whereas Frontlines is like, you know, you have no really power to do anything. Yeah, just do expert every day. Oh, hell yeah. I hear Ulthic talking, which is interesting. Because it means that we may be fighting Ulthic Thirst. Oh, and that would also make sense why we see the Heaven of Earth in the background, like what almost seems like Amdapori too, if you think about time as well. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's really gorgeous. Any interesting notes from the... They're just mentioning it's beautiful. They think it's beautiful. So I was thinking this too. The Square Enix team loves referencing Miyazaki. And they were pointing to Golden Fields and they were saying it's a Nausicaa reference, obviously, from, you know, Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. Similar to how, like, Baja has Laputa, Castle in the Sky references. By the time everyone has reached the top of the hill, we'll be out of breath. Very pretty. Very pretty. This is exactly what we would have expected. The boy! The boy is here! He's scanning the Heaven of Earth! So they showed an area with 3 chests literally right away. Yeah. Gorgeous.
というわけで、新たなこの新域にて、戦いを繰り広げていただこうと思います。
I'm suspecting the first part is going to be here. I wouldn't be surprised if the second part of the fight was actually with like within the tree or something.
その愛ゆえに、
テンション上がった。
I want to live there.
今ね、皆さんほら曲がね癒されるとかいいなとか言ってるじゃない。全く聞こえてこないからね。初回。
Because the order should be Nafka first, so I'd have to go look at that Nafka where we fought Nafka, because we didn't see where we fought Ulthic, but it should be Nafka, then Ulthic, then Halone, then Minfi. But that's if it holds true, if the order holds true. Yeah, everyone going crazy over the Raha. So much wheat, we can make so much beer. It's da boy. So this is where he's been. Yeah, he's been doing all the stuff over in Miss of the Rock. If you enjoy our stream and you're already a member of Discord, why not come join us at https://discord.gg/Eorzean archives. Thank you, Ray Ray. Graha busy the expansion, both with this and he was involved in Crystal Tower, Eureka Orthos stuff, along with some cat girl. Yeah. My armor's 590. Yukio, just get the Tombstone armor. Boom, you're done. Just you go get the Tombstone armor. Like go get the current Green Tombstone. Fuck, I'm forgetting its name. But the Green Tombstone armor. You'll have enough time over the next 3 weeks to effectively get geared enough. Just don't worry about weapon. And don't worry about go buy the cheapest couple of pieces off of go buy like the cheap 610 pieces off of the market board, and then go buy Tombstone gear with the red. Like it's super easy. I could have sworn he was standing next to the tea tree this entire time. That was a good joke. They're in past Nafka's fight area. Okay, thanks, Craze. Kodama or something. Yeah. Got the Casualty Tombstone gear, the lunar set. Yeah. Kral being the third also makes a lot of sense considering Thaliak. Yeah. Lunar Envoy is great. Oh, hey, they're showing this to the army for you for Sun. Oh, is that Fending? That's Fending. That's pretty. During the producer check, we will have to find people in our team who haven't done the content. We can't have the developer teams because they've designed the fight, so they can be that can be the community team. This time I was part of it. I didn't have the luxury to pay attention to the background or the music because I need to pay so much attention to the fights. Showing us the gear from the Alliance raid. First one was the tank, so it was Fending. The first one we saw was Fending. The second one was maiming.
いいです。おしゃれ。
レンジ。
なんか新域にいて良さそうな格好になりますね。
シルバーセイン。
The one before. The notes are a little weird.
言えて妙な。
ハリウッド。
Hrothgar was maiming.
ハリウッド映画化おめでとうございますみたいなね。
The here one isn't clear. The notes are just melee, but that doesn't tell me a lot. The Vieira one is just ranged. It doesn't say. The one that we just saw, the one that we just saw was ninja, which makes sense because of the pose. The Auri one was ninja. This is healer. So I assumed the here one was striking. And then this last one is caster. This Mikote one is caster. Shame that I can't get you a crafted set. Yes, more robes. I want the coats. Can I just say I love how he holds up beautiful printed photos and not just do like PowerPoint slides? They do it every time, V, and I'm not sure what it is. I wonder if it's to prevent leaks. I genuinely don't know why, but they've been doing it for a long time. Yeah, I've just finished making glamps for every job. I'm gonna have to go back to them. Right. I mean, like, you know, I mean, that's what happens with patches. Let the dyes be non-monochromatic. I mean, that's the hope, right? That's the problem. At least I feel like even if they are, looking at this set, I don't think it'll be as bad as the last set. Or at least for fending the last set was really nightmarish for making for being monochromatic. Black Man outfit looks beautiful. I want to see the other colors would be, yeah. Hopefully it's dyeable. It will be dyeable, the One Red Age. Also good to see you, glad to have you. It will be dyeable. We have so many mask clans in this game, someone needs to hold a Grand Masquerade Puttery. What I would recommend just checking out most housing wards, as I'm sure every weekend someone is. Could it be better safe than sorry? Don't have to worry about accidentally clicking on the next slide when you didn't mean to. Maybe. The last set you just got so flat when dying. Yeah. 100% B. It's not that big on this one. That last one, honestly, seems 100%. I'm gonna keep the rest for later. I will say it now, but the third boss was really fun. The feeling of accomplishment during one specific mechanic, especially as a black mage, was really good. Ooh, that could be Benfina, or that could be Hydaelyn. I would assume Hydaelyn. Hydaelyn makes sense. If Hydaelyn, you're like having to dodge the spears and stuff, and deal with the ices, and deal with like being a black mage all at the same time, or something like that. Break time. Okay, they're gonna be taking a break here. Yeah, it's frightening to hear. Yeah, but I would suspect since they're going on break now, I'm gonna go back to pull. I'm gonna pull up the trailer again, and we're gonna watch that.
休憩ですが、10分ほど、10分少々ほどをいただきたいと思っております。
Okay, so 10 minutes.
本日の休憩の音もご紹介させていただきます。先日、スクエアエニックスミュージックチャンネル。
Okay. So we're gonna go pull up the trailer, and then we're gonna go through that. And we'll have a better idea. So, let's walk through everything, shall we, my friends? So, this is clearly the Heaven of Ice, and you can see Hydaelyn's spears down here as well as Benfina's moons, but interestingly, Dalamud's moon is here. So we know that the depiction for her is, at least whether she's created this as part of her representation or not, it's interesting that she has a representation of a red moon as well. And that Dalamud is also a companion, as we see later on, seeing as the fact that Dalamud, the red moon, the like artificial object we know of in the sky, was created by Allag in the Third Astral Era, long after Benfina would have come into being. So either she adopted that iconography, or who knows?
At last the time has come.
Last the time has come.
Long have I awaited this moment.
Probably all three.
Bear to me your lover's heart.
Definitely Benfina. So the first person we heard was probably Hydaelyn. At last the time has come, both on the like cadence of her conversation and because we were seeing the Heaven of Ice. What's interesting is behind Benfina here you can see Naimia. Why Naimia would be present for any of this is interesting, maybe because of her relationship with Allthic, potentially.
Have you the strength to defy fate?
I, the Fury, shall test your strength of spirit.
Okay, so we hear the Fury. I, the Fury. That was the same as the first person, so that would make sense. That was the Fury.
My friends, 'tis good to see you again.
This is going to be the entrance of running into Lapis Manalis.
But enough about events here. What brings you to us? And with new company besides. The
This is gonna be
13th.
one of the bosses.
I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while.
Oh, I've been waiting so long. Don't disappoint.
Orthos. Crystal caverns beneath, so it's not only the algae installation.
their light to come through.
Dalamud-like installation, probably where either Dalamud was constructed or at least where the prototypes were created. This probably potentially may have been keeping something in as well. The narrative's about. Actually, it almost looks like some sort of aether. Who's that? Oh, wait, isn't that, wait a second. FXIV, Crystal Tower Quest. Isn't that Noah? Isn't that the girl, the like Mikote girl possessed by Noah? What's her name? Rabinta? Yeah, I bet you that's who it is. And Noah's possessing her body. I bet that's, oh, that makes total sense for why we would be finding about a Eureka Orthos. Of course.
Help me. Someone. Please.
Then Orchid Zero in the past. He's calling. He could be calling his children. He could be calling his siblings. He could be calling the dragons of Mericidia. There's all sorts of things to do. Okay, so yeah, see, Nafka's definitely, we fight her down here. So we definitely fight Althik either like in the structures that are Amdaporian or potentially up in or in around the tree. I don't think we're actually going up into the tree at this point. I think what's more likely is we are in the Amdaporian tree. Heaven of Ice again. The interstitial looks like men with like almost like glaives, and like ice spirits is the interstitial fight. I don't know what to make of it.
What have you done to Hydaelyn?
That world will never be ours again.
Ooh, wait, what's that line? Let me hear that.
That world will never be ours again.
That world will never be ours again. He's definitely referring to the
13th. Not suffer.
But we need not suffer.
This purgatory of death and rebirth forever.
This purgatory of death and rebirth forever. Referring to the 13th. Remember, the 13th has no ethereal sea because of its astral nature, because of what happened to it. So basically, all Voidsent can't die. They can only be consumed and reborn, but also their consciousness and being still lives on.
Deluge of ether.
So that's Razadhan, and there's a deluge of light ether bursting forth.
A deluge of ether.
Now, geographically, with where that is, I can't tell if that's the front, because if this is the back, we're like over by the oh my god, with the leader, the blank of Razadhan, one of you guys will say it, but if that's out front, that means that could be actually further south, hearkening to maybe even something like Mericidia.
The mark of a terrible magic.
Or if that's north, it could be more like Corvus. Minfina and her hound Dalamud.
The mark.
Is that Dalamud? Okay.
Of a terrible magic.
Halone, and not only all her spears and stuff, but what a, oh, that, I want that great sword. I want that great sword as a weapon to wield. I now understand waifu culture.
Join me, and together we shall seek the promised land.
Join me, and together we shall seek the promised land.
A glorious kingdom.
Holy fuck, they straight up pulled a saber from Fate Stay Night. They just straight up... They're just making Halone our
light, where in all land, a glorious kingdom of light.
A glorious kingdom of light.
Where in all they know death's sweet embrace.
We all may know death's sweet embrace. obviously, clearly. Well, I mean, the only place... I think what he means is the source. He wants to intrude upon the source so that the Void Sent can be free of the curse of living within the 13th. Or something like that. Whether that's actually his plot, it definitely seems to be what he wants, which makes sense and tracks with what our expectations. And then Omega Ultimate. We all knew that was coming. Okay, let me check in with you guys. Okay, catch him up. Okay, I just finished making glam. Blah, 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 blah. Could have been better than Save. Sorry, it just seems fun. Hello, being like gate guard for Heaven of Ice as well. Yeah, I wasn't being snarky about the photos. I'm sure he has his reason. I do honestly love Corky's fun. No, I didn't think you were being snarky. I just like, I don't know. I'm curious too. I'm like, why? You know? Trailer's beautiful and wild. It really is, Red. Time to get some coffee and something to eat. Good, go do that, Tracy. Why did she say lover's heart? That's what I heard. Minfina is the god, is the lover. Yeah, Minfina's, it's part of her identity of to like look after and also almost like a cherub or a cupid. Hey, we actually do have a 16 something. At least there's a 16 semi-trailer. But who are you loving exactly? A lover's heart. You know, it's interesting, I would wonder if it's also more loose. So, like, for instance, our love for this world, for this realm, for its people, or our love for, you know, our opponents. Or, like, it may be, I may be getting too metaphoric and too abstracted by that. It may be something more specific. However, knowing you guys, she's just going to be referring to Grahatia. Hope we get to keep Zero as our NPC companion. Yeah, definitely gonna be. Tracy, I have a strong feeling Zero is gonna be a Scion companion for a long time to come. Revenge. Son, good to see, glad to have you. Isn't that? I don't hate Zero. Why do you hate her, Genesis? He's calling his landlord. Why isn't there a giant light beam of Aether and Theft? We don't know. Golbez being all sinister along with his music is kind of a funny contrast. Well, I think actually in anything, I don't even know how sinister he's being. I think he's just being very tragic. I mean, it portends for bad things. Doggo is a wolf. Yeah, I mean, surprising no one. Over by the airship landing. Yes, but the question is, which way are we facing from the airship landing? Because if it's the direction of the airship landing, Hydra, for sure. If you like for sure, then it's south. And that could be anywhere. That could be like in the southern, depending on the size of it, that could be just in the southern reaches of Thavnair, or that could be as far south as Smaricidia. Need more Saber, Excalibur, that transition though, 10 out of 10. People are starting to find it pretty ironic that Halone is wielding a greatsword, the signature weapon of Dark Knight, the most frowned upon job in Ishgard, makes me wonder a lot of things. I mean, I mean, that's like been part of the Dark Knight lore and like part of the, like, the idea that the Orthodoxy hates the Dark Knight, but then the Dark Knight is in some ways more representative of Halone's justice is like a thing. It's like a background narrative and lore element that's been going on for forever. What does a wolf symbolize in Greek culture? I don't know. What is it? Oh, I know. I definitely like the abstracted lover's heart. Makes it way less gross from the lolly god. Yeah, I don't think it's. I definitely don't think it's that. Back in food. Welcome back, Tracy. The light beam looked like it directly on the tip of the airship landing, if not somewhere else. Well, I don't think it's there. I think it's definitely further back. Every Polygon feels better. I would be able to word it very well, to be honest. Okay, all I would say is, like, I would find Zero abrasive in real life. I would, like, be frustrated by her in a lot of ways, but I think she's a wonderful character. I think she's a very perfect representation of the world in which she's existed in and a byproduct of it. And, like, to see her grow... get to see her grow as a character arc is going to be wonderful. When, remember, we've had her for one patch. Like, compare her for one patch compared to the vast majority of characters, some characters who you had for an entire expansion. So I would just say, like, definitely give her room to, like, become, to not just grow on you, but to also, like, develop into, because right now she's spent her entire existence just surviving. Since when? Remembers the first Dark Knight. Never mind, Elliot. Yeah, exactly, Akio. Yeah. Remembers the story of the first Dark Knight. Oh, yeah. I love how the logo for 16 is a phoenix versus Ifrit, the fires of life versus the fire of destruction. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. But yeah, it's very interesting. What's going to be very interesting about around Lapis Manalis is, like, what's drawing us there? Is it Void Sense? Like... you know, the fact that there's that Reaper doll is interesting because the Reaper doll would tend to you know, Reapers, because of what they are, would be Void Sun related. Plus, what's seeming to be going on could be potentially Void Sun related. Another thing you could imagine is, what if there's a lot more of a plan around the possession of beings on Atheris by Void Sense? Is a broader plan by Golbez, or, you know, there's tons and tons and tons of ways. Plus, we're being presumptive that this incursion plan is even what is being the plan is. But, you know, I've had this theory for a while, this hypothesis for a while, but now it's looking like a theory, because there is quite a lot to suggest that it might be on the money. I like her to bush storybook. Yeah, exactly. There you go, Swoop. I'm interested in Zero's character. I mean, it took like until Shadowbring's Furion to really pop, or rather come out of his shell. Yeah. Well, it reminds me of Melina, Blade of Mikla. Yeah, definitely. Download would have ever known defeat. Yeah. Okay, we're back and we're getting into it. Second half of the 75th producer live letter. And in case we have another lull, I'm going to pull up the patch notes for see if they have any better info for Paladin.
だから来年2023年6月22日発売ですよね。なので今日が23日ですから12月。
Or I mean, we may not have official official patch notes yet. I mean, we won't have full ones, but what if we have partial ones?
そうでしょうね。大変ですね、吉田さんね。
そうですね。あちらの。
いや、そう、そんな吉田さん大変そうだねって見てたら、
I'll be listening to if I hear of anything of interest, I'll pop right back over. I can understand enough to like know if they're like talking about it.
今日の吉田の口がなんか右に曲がってる。から大丈夫かって言って心配してくださってる方がいるんですけど、違うんですよ。単純にこっちに物があって変顔してるだけなんですよ。こっちを見てるときになんで大丈夫です。ごめんなさい。ありがとう。
Need to make a Hollow Dark Night Clam now. Great, just great. I mean, oh no, you're gonna have fun making a clam. Oh no.
東方からくり5点。
はい。6.3 website does mention Void Sun and Reapers with regard to why we're going to Garland on Lapis. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It tracks, right? So probably some more Reaper lore in there as well. Quite possibly. I think that's safe to assume at least a little, right, Summit? Wolf is Apollo's messenger in Greek myth. Interesting.
それでは引き続き後半戦もパチロック
something like that
中からいくつかご紹介して参りたいと思います。
Sorry, Yuki, I'm not sure. The last collection was worded a little weird. I'm not sure which one.
最初はこちらから参ります。どうぞ。
Okay. According to the producer Yoshi-P, everything in that trailer was in real time. PS5 power is strong. The Omega Protocol. The next ultimate. Might have been because I was tired. I said the limit break coins only drop once in the new CC arena, but that was a mistake. Once at least, but not more than twice. For the new Crystalline Conflict map. Website used to find... No, I know what an Eorzean collection is, but you said, how long will something like that from Eorzean collection? Like, grammatically, I'm not sure what your question is. Are you asking how long?
まあ、カットから言ってもまあいいかな。多分大丈夫。
トップ？
じゃあ画面お願いします。
Top. Why is everyone saying top? Am I missing something?
いや、始まりますな。おいでやす。
正々堂々。検証の。
That's completely random, Yukio. It depends on like if someone does or doesn't. It could be anywhere from tonight to never. Omega. Oh, top. Now I understand.
音がない。
いや、
Y'all want to get topped?
あ、ミュートが入ってた。ミュートが入ってしまったそうです。ごめんなさい。
Okay, but now we need a bot. Okay, now we need to like someone to like. So that way we can both get topped and bottomed.
心なしか。
はい。
狭くないですか
The one without a heart, Omega.
おや、大丈夫か戦えるのかな
そうですね。
First ass and now topped. I'm digging it.
今回は最後までオメガです。
Someone on the naming team got to go wild.
オメガ。この意味はやればわかる。そのうち。
Omega.
New
rendition of Escape. I wouldn't be surprised. Or at the very least, a version of it with that as a part of its leitmotif. No, Yukio. Does someone? I'm sure, Yukio, someone does. I would suggest that is I don't want to yuck people's yum. I would suggest that's a relatively silly thing to do, but hey, write your own lives, write your own fiction, enjoy your own version of the game in your own headcanon.
さっきね、トレーラーのラストではこうね、2人
Yeah, because the internet people will ship anything, right?
M と F が出てきてたんです。
I mean, you know, Rule 34. I mean, that's different, obviously. But the point being, like, there's always
気
someone.
配を感じさせませんが、
ちょっとだけやってみる？
Yeah.
ぜひぜひ
The brave Lalafell prepares to fight the mechanical roach.
見せ。
Omega F with my first oh no, she's hot moment in the game. To be honest, Summit, I know more than a few people that is similarly true for.
そうなるよね。
Everything will be Omega. You will find out what that means. Everything Omega has seen and experienced will be thrown at you. If you want to prepare, do all the Omega Savage fights. You saw MF during the trailer. Where are they?
あ、じゃあちょっと延命措置を。
Dest, I wouldn't be surprised if Alpha was like a mechanic of some kind. Like think about T. Think about the Epic of Alexander, right? And like some of the mechanics in that. I would be actually pretty surprised if he was not a mechanic of some kind.
何をやってくるんでしょう。
早くもさ、
はい。
Oh, this is gonna have hands. Hydra, this thing's just gonna have hands. I wouldn't be surprised if this has some like, this is gonna have everything from O to 1 to 12. He's got God mode on.
これは一人でやるもんじゃないなっていうのは明らか。
Omega Cash Shop outfits took the ribs of players to make them more slim.
取らなきゃいけなさそうな線が見える。
We have to Shrinky Dink and Bright on his back, please. As part of the mechanic, just to survive V, yeah, to get through the void space. Yeah. Omega provided something for both man and women likers. Yeah, exactly, Soto. Good to see glad to have you, by the way. Can't wait for Midgard Summer face. I mean, that's gonna happen. They also noted everything Omega's ever encountered. Remember, Omega was part of the destruction of the Dragon Star. So, Omega has a lot of data on the dragons.
拡張と拡張の合間でずつ出す2回目になるので、
8 arms, Omega's a
難易度的には絶粒子を一応クライマックスという形に今のところは僕ら想定しているので、でまあできる限りそこを超えないようにという調整はしたつもりではあるんですけど、まあただやっぱ難しさの方向性がやっぱ若干違うので、あと後半結構厳しい局面もあったりするから。ちょっと質が違ってるかなとは思います。
あ、そうです。好みもありますもんね。好みというか自分との相性。
Mecha Midgard Summer. Oh my God, craze now. Okay, but even if we don't get that, I want that. I want the Mecha Godzilla version of Midgard Summer. Don't put that thought in my mind. I'm scared for the Chaos phase, and if Kefka and EOXX will be a duo fight like Brute Justice and Cruise Chaser. Man, who knows? Anything's possible. Omega tried to copy Warrior of Light Power in one of the Savage fights, I think. Got 8 arms from that. Oh, you mean the second? Oh, yeah. You mean Omega Savage? Yeah. Now I follow what you mean. The other form. I wouldn't be surprised if the last phase is some Kaiser Dragon stuff from 7, basically metallic Shinryu. I would, Sutana, because I would think that they would more want to save some. Well, no. I take that back. I see your point because he faced Shinryu, so he had that data. No. That actually would be really interesting. That's a good pitch. We think of DSR as the hardest ultimate, and we tried not to make it more difficult. But the direction and design is different, so it'll depend on the personal feeling. But do not expect higher difficulty than DSR. So the last ultimate before this one is they expect to be the hardest that they ever make. So they're not saying there might be ones that are as hard as it, but they never want to go harder than that. Which makes sense, because DSR, adjustments and checks are finished. It'll be released 2 weeks after 6.3. So it will be released on January 24th is when the Ultimate will be released. So you'll have time to enjoy the patch and then also get PA8S cleared, also with new gear to even make it a little bit easier. Well, if you are already geared up, you'll have access to easier. Next.
はい、そしてでは続いてはこちらのブロックに参りましょう。どうぞ。
The mechanic everyone loves, Patch. It turned into something crazy. We hope you enjoy. Next segment, the shifting gymnasium of Aganon. This looks Elpin. Would it be interesting if it's Elpin? Where would it be in Elpis?
はい。じゃあ画面お願いします。
I mean, I guess when you think about the geographic space of Elpis, it wouldn't be the most surprising thing, with the places like Katisis existing. Treasure hunt updates. We will zone in again. The Omega Protocol will be shortened as top. So the official shortening, according to them, their official shortening is also top. I don't know if they expected us to make it dirty. They should have. DSR, I haven't even touched Uwu yet. Yeah. You and you and the 90% plus of people. Wisdom 5, later translation. Is this a new treasure map thing? Yes. What did I miss? This is the new treasure map. This is the new portal for Endwalker. I love those from Shadowbringers. They were so much fun. Because we've had the Excitedtron, but this is the new one for Elpis. Interesting. We don't see this. I wonder where that is in physical space. So, yeah, because the world is sundered, it's Elpis. It's not, as we can clearly tell. But where is it in physical space? I want to be watching a visual guide for Uwu was a spike in anxiety. I will say this, like, don't feel bad about this. Like, Uwu's very hard. Uwu is the easiest one. So you just I would say focus on that before doing the others. Once again, more fun for map days. Yeah. Speaking of which, don't forget that we have map events every Monday nights. So if you like doing maps, come join V to do maps. Oh no, plants? Please not flower ladies again. We'll see. Have they gone over the PLD rework? Kamikaze, yes they did. Well, to an extent. They gave us a general overview of what they're going to be changing, but not of a lot of specificity, which it's driving me crazy as a paladin. I love the concept crystals. Yeah, it's interesting that the concept crystals are in the background, right? Because we don't see a lot of them in Elpis compared to like what in Amnesis or in you know, or I mean generally in any of the Uniters or in Emerald. We see them a lot more there comparatively. And looking on the outside, are we in like one of the like parts of the Elpin installation in like a physical space, kind of like a thesis that's like larger on the inside than on the outside, or I'm curious. When we do this, you guys are gonna have to like do all the mechanics while I go look around the outside ring for a bit. There's no way Yoshi-P does an ice first opener. I think he mostly isn't giving a shit right now, but hey. Look, I can tell you this, if he's having to stream, talk to thousands and thousands of people at the same time, and make sure the information's getting out, I think optimal play is not the first thing on his mind. Gotta wonder who set up these Elpis maps. Probably someone that's friends with the Zen. Maybe. Just a purple parser black mage. Yay! That made me sweat.
でもね、これね、一応俺コミュニティチームに、正解するデバコマ用意しようぜっていう話をしたら、しといたんですけど、さっき直前に
First boss of the Void Arc.
PD ですよねと。
ギマナシオ。
いやー、当たりましょうよ。
メガネレーズ。メガネレーズ。
はい。ね、使わずにどこまで行くのかっていうね。
1回目の召喚は成功しております。
Jubilant at 90, it's the fire first opener optimally.
まあね。
I cannot speak. I have not played in 90 Black Mage in any meaningful way, other than to get its 90 and like dungeons.
そうなんですよ。大当たり感のある。
Yeah, 6 fire 4s.
聞いていただいた。
Boom, boom, boom. They want you in their room.
あっ。おやー、なんか出るよ。さあ。
That's an interesting Atmos. Oh, it can't be a Void Scent, of course. Because Void Scent wouldn't exist at this point in time. So it's a different kind of creature that's effectively is a replacement for an Atmos.
2回成功しました。
Maybe we go again. Maybe second time we'll get it. They're not using cheats right now to test his luck. Yeah, I told the team we should add a command to always give us the right field so we can advance the next summon. They told you, you're the producer, right? What are you asking for us for? Well, that was only 2 summons. Yoshi-P. Gotta get that early damage out for Black Mage.
お前があんな放送で余計に全クリすっから俺たち続かねえじゃんみたいなことになりかねない。
まあ。
やん。
And misfortune is going to turn into luck for all the players.
はい
That's Yoshi-P's statement.
まあまあどこで得られるとは
Sorry,
言
there
わ
are
な
gonna
い
be
け
some
ど、
some screen flashing here while I get.
ね、今回ね、おしゃれ装備もね。
Hey, look at that.
素敵です
More glams. More glams for y'all.
もうさっき前回
Hey, that Lalafell looks like me. I mean, like different colors,
前
but
半で出した
oh, do I have like a bolo or something
おしゃ
around?
れ装備もそうですけど、
Quick, I have to look like Lala.
どっちでも着れます。
はい
ね。
スカートタイプ
So here's what you can get in the new treasure maps. These glams are one of the things you can
ね
get.
16の吉田だったらいけてた。
Speaking of, Maid Stream. Maybe, do I do Maid Stream for the patch? No, people don't always watch during the patch. No, but I'll have to do Maid Stream for MSQ. But Maid Stream, first or second week of January, probably second or third week of January. When I'm back,
もう一回だけやって
don't
みる
forget, you guys paid for a Maid Stream, we're getting a Maid Stream.
大丈夫ですよ。当初想定してた時間の半分
Next thing that you guys are paying for, because you guys just also got the little Elio chibi, was probably a Niniri chibi.
あこんなすぐ終わるんだ
No way, they're adding Lalafell?
開かない
Waiter waitress glams, yo.
それはそう
Something insert my typical joke about playing
入場
X.
できません
Yeah, bling. Those are cute.
じゃあ画面切り替えて
Also, what nice about is bringing the MP3s. Actually, love that.
Huh,
Probably gonna
this
cost
is
millions when they first come out.
Hydaelyn.
Yeah, probably. Which means we should all do a bunch of maps, make a bunch of gil, and then worry about it later.
え
My vote is when you arrive at the first.
あ今ね全
Yeah.
部当たり入れてきてるぞきっと。
When I arrive at the first, that's when you want me to do a maid stream test. I think that'll undercut the seriousness of that stream. And I actually would like to take that. Once we get to Shadowbringers, I'm probably actually going to be a lot more serious and a lot more emotional.
やるのは素見となんかおちゃらけたプロレス。
However, maybe I could, the first time I meet the Exarch in 4.5. 4.55. Maybe that. Waiter waitress glam just in time for the awful sage weapons. Yeah, there you
レ
go.
アっぽいのを聞いて
Remy, good to glad to have you. I'm so down for that plan. I haven't done much maps. Yeah, don't forget, we do maps every Monday as a group. So if you want to do maps, for sure, we do it every Monday. You want to do it more than that? Go to looking for group and ask if people want to do maps. There will always be multiple people, I know for a fact, in this community. If you just ask at a random time of night, you're like, hey, anybody want to do maps? Someone will be up. Who will do it with you?
なんかはい。
Kupo?
的には
That's fair. Maybe a Hildy stream
な
then?
い
Maybe. Maybe. So we're gonna give it another try. You didn't even use half of the time we had planned for that segment. It's not gonna kick me out on first, right?
ちょっと
Because they don't have God mode for this. So they're just like
16の
gambling
キ
each
ーにス
time.
イッチしてみる。
呼んできます
Gonna looking for group at 345 East. Jade, we have a couple people who are either like EU or stuff who would totally be up and able to do that with you. I know this to be true. You want to try to pull that shit? You may still get
ここか
it.
らははい。
Plus, we have a lot of people who just are insomniacs and have screwed sleeping schedules. Plus, once Willow's better, Willow would just do random shit at any time of night.
それはもう最新作のプロデューサーともあろうものが追い出されるとかない。
I know Dest is trying to fix her sleeping schedule, but usually Dest is awake for anything too.
どうだ
Yeah, Dest beat me to it already. Yep. Elio had dinner with Sir Aymeric naked. Elio shall never wear a maid dress when meeting with the X.
最新作プロデューサー
Apparently, we're just setting us up as we mean to go on.
ちょっと
I will looking for group with you at 5 a.m. If you at me at 5 a.m. and I'm up, I'll do stuff like this with you guys. This is why I tell you guys to use the looking for group thing. And if you want to do random stuff with people, go sign. But you turn on it so that when people use the app looking for group, you get notified. Like if I'm up and I've got time, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck yeah.
同じ
Dark and darker has ruined my sleeping schedule for the past week. Yeah.
本当ですおかしいな
こりゃ
Yep. See, Reinhardt would be good to go. I like this one as a Wheel of Fortune. So
yeah.
Black Flame, a lot of them have this. A lot of the portals are like this. There's always like is Uznair the one that's like this? Stormblood? Where's Uznair? Oh, I forget. Anyways, the
世に吉田直樹
they have one of these for each expansion.
そうですね
At least starting with Stormblood. I don't know if there's is there one for Heaven's I don't know for
いや
I
止ま
remember
るよね
Heaven's
止まっ
I only really ever do Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Heaven and more.
ちょっと
これ何
How much gil can you net in a
ワンチ
treasure
ャンあり
map?
ますから
ワ
ね
ンチャン
How much can you net? I think Reinhardt put it best. How much can you net? The answer is yes. It depends on the items, what people want, and the newness of the maps. But like Yukio, the answer is you can net a lot.
再放送ですね。
We've only done Endwalker and Shadowbringer. Yeah. Shadowbringers did for Faye. Yeah.
いやい
Faye,
や
right,
違
right,
いま
right,
すよ
right. Also, Whomst is up at 3 a.m. morning.
14のプレイヤー
Yes,
の皆
Blake,
さん
yes.
がそうね僕がこんなところで皆さんの
Okay, let's call it FF16 producer. He has the skills. So from here on the 1562 producer playing. So no way the FF16 producer gets kicked out. They're making fun of Yoshi-P. It's supposed to be coming in as his like 16 producer self and have all the luck. We swapped producers and got another low-level summon. There are many Yoshi and Naokis in the world. 14 and 16 producer were the same person after all? No way! No, guys, it would be bad if I stole your luck here, right? So he's failing intentionally so that he can give all of his luck to the players. It's Yoshi-P sacrificing for us.
3回までになってるんじゃないかな。
いいですね。
He died for our treasure maps. I have insomnia, so I'll up the nights. Yeah.
祭典のご紹介でした。
Yeah, you again, guys. Just I'm gonna say it once. I will keep saying it over and over again. Take advantage of each other. Take advantage of each other. Use the community. Use it as like people want to help out. People want to play the game too. People want to do content. Like take advantage of the looking for group. Take advantage of asking if anyone wants to do anything. Worst case, no one's up and no one does. But like most of the time, people will be like, even if they see it a day late, they'll be like, oh, do you still want to do that? Willow, did you just come in literally to make something dirty of the one thing I said? You've been silent the entire time. God damn it. God damn it, Willow.
生カメですけど。
Yeah, if you sell mats or item drops, you can get lots. Yeah, you get that mount item at the end, you can get tens of millions. Yeah.
はい、ゲームお願いします。はい。
Yes, she did. Heaven's Word was 3 doors instead of a roulette. Right. Right. Didn't they also do that in, what was it, Stormblood? Because there's another Uznair. It's either Uznair or it's another part of like Thabnair that has 3 doors as well. That does the door thing as well. Honestly, Yukio, Orosite is relatively cheap. Speaking, like it could have been like the Tsukiyomi items that were like 2 million even in expansion later. Yes, so this is the final, this is the third, they just added a third jumping puzzle possible for the gates in the Gold Saucer. They had one for Limsa and they had one for Ul'dah, but they didn't have one for Gridania. So they, well, I mean, okay, really Hydaelyn, Vilbrand, and the Black Shroud, but you know, or Lenosia, I guess. But so now they have one for each of the starting regions. New Leap Gate, yep. Just join the Discord. Good to see you. Well, that's great, Red. We're glad to have you. Seriously, take advantage. People are very nice. People are very sociable. People want to get along. And if you are like, you want to play with people, but also you're just kind of low key and don't necessarily want to talk a whole bunch, and people will still like would love to like do stuff together, like and just like get stuff done. So there are people here who will be mercenary with you too. If you just want to be like, hey, want to team up? I kind of just want to listen to a podcast and watch YouTube and don't want to talk to people, but want to play together. Like that'll be fine. I just love the idea of Godbert consulting with Sylphs for the design. Oh, Yukio, that's a great idea. I love that too. I love that too. I will say, I do not love this one. This is probably my least favorite one by a lot, but I'm also very not, like, this is just not my aesthetic. It's not my, I appreciate it. I love it. I know a lot of people are going to love it. It is... Yeah, I much prefer the Ul'dah and the Lenosia. Because the one is Nimian themed and the other is like jumping up a statue of Nulthal. So. Remember the first time I found this content had well, and like Beladian ruins, I'm pretty sure. I remember the first time I found this content had unlocked the saucer and stumbled upon this with no clue what was going on. That must have been a trip, Darvin. I got into the Gold Saucer because when I first started playing, I was struggling with the Realm Reborn. And I found out, and I love Cactars, as the many Cactars behind me, my Cactar Piggy Bank, my 2 Cactar Lights, and many other Cactar merch besides. God, I love Cactar. Let me read the book. I found out about the Sabo Tender Mount, and I was like, well, I need to, this is my life. I think it's pretty, but looks hard because of the dark and the color schemes. Honestly, I think, well, I'll be interested to see if I struggle with this one or not. Foxconn says Yoshi-P, you're falling down quite a bit. Yoshi-P, are you tired? Yoshi-P, I usually do this on controller. So apparently, Yoshi-P is a purple parser on controller. I would just like to remind everyone of that. Apparently, Yoshi-P is a controller player, so that's a thing. Reminds me of the fairy tale bedtime stories as a kid. Yeah, Carolea, it's very much like in sync too with a lot of like the pixie stuff we see. Look, I love the aesthetic, but dear God, this is gonna be hard. Yeah, Swoop, I knew you of all people would shudder. I play 14 on a controller. Yeah, Xian, it's not so much just that just playing on controller, it's that he's a very good player while also playing on controller. And some of the more hardcore raiders in here are like Swoop are shivering and shuddering to think. Yoshi-P just says, chat's saying that I'm complaining about the hardware too much. I play controller. Nice. How many of you guys play controller? How many of you guys play PC? How many of you guys play on a TI-82? I mean, hey, if it works for you and you're clearing content and you're doing your rotations correctly and stuff, and you're doing everything, like use whatever tool works for you. Absolutely. The difficulty is just that like controller can make it more difficult with certain jobs to play completely correctly. PC here. I use controller. What's a TI-82? It's a calculator. It was just a joke. I switched to my laptop a hot second ago. I wonder if Black Mage would be one of the easier ones controller though. Less movement and longer cast times. I was thinking the same thing, V. I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, I'm not informed, but from my experience playing Black Mage, I would suspect that's the case. That would make sense. I play on PS4, keyboard PC. I play FF14 through Minecraft. I think all that Sylph and Moogles being the only Fae in the sauce is sad, but I love them all. Well, I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot of Fae beyond them. Like, I mean, if you have the Sylphs and the Moogles for the source, that's like the goodest lead chunk of the Fae things that you got, you know? I use controller on PC. Nice, literate. Good to see. Glad to have you. And yeah, some people I know other people play with that. Now that I have the PS5, I'm thinking that I might start trying to like learn to play on controller for fun. Like, might just stream me playing on controller. I play with mouse. Yeah, same, you know. I've always played every. I like playing with controllers. I like playing lots of games with controllers. However, like MMOs, I've always been a keyboard and mouse game with me. So like games with me. So like it's very much genre and game dependent. I play 14 on a smart fridge. But do you play it on your toaster? I play on PC with PS5 controller. I feel like my PC hotbar setup is still reminiscent of the setup I had in controller. Yeah. I mean, look, the thing is that the tools in the game are set up in such a way to allow anyone to be able to, like, meaningfully set them up to whatever works, right? And if it works, it works. If you're doing your job, if you're taking correctly, if you're DPSing correctly, if you're healing correctly, it doesn't matter what tools you're using to engage with. A clear is a clear, baby. Unless I guess your goal is to like be par school or something. In which case, it's like whatever tool can get you there. But I mean, the game's designed with controller in mind as much as with PC, you know. I play 14 with the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller on my smart toilet. I personally prefer using the Donkey Kong bongos, but you know, whatever works for you, man. I agree with that. WoW was just skill bloat. Well, what did we say? I played WoW for so long time, which had way too many things, so 14 actually feels completely reasonable. Yeah, I mean, you compare WoW to 14, it's like, Jesus! The last, like, big MMO I had hardcore been playing a lot of pre-14 was Guild Wars 2. So for me, I had played a lot of, like, WoW and other games, too, so, like, I had a wide experience, but a wide, like, like, you know, branch of experience. Luckily, though, the job I had been playing a lot of had been Firebrand. So even for and even though I technically only have 10 skills in Guild Wars 2, I also had the 3 other books. So I was operating with 20 skills, really. And then also my extra weapons, your weapon swap, and so like 25 plus you're doing your dodges and stuff. So it was actually pretty comfortable. Get back when you can play with a Nintendo Power Glove. Ooh, I can go get my Power Glove and we can see if I can play. Let's see if I can make it work. 14 was my first MMO that I played. Interesting show. They made sure Yoshi-P didn't have controller on purpose. Yeah. Or Firebrand, yeah. Can't wait to hear someone plays the Steam Deck. Oh, Quinn, I know I have friends who play on Steam Deck. I have multiple friends who I know who play on people who play on Steam Deck. There are 5 favorite races on the first: Pixies, Moogles. Do we see Moogles on the first? The Porksies. Well, the Porksies are familiars though, really. The Fwa. I mean, I get the new. Are the Numo Fae? I mean, they're of the Fae world, but like they themselves, like the degree to which I would think of them as Fae are. You know. I have an Xbox controller that I use for anything but 14. I mean, I guess under that definition, Kirale, then the Source has plenty of other options as well. Am I going crazy? Where do we experience Moogles on the first? This is why I need to recheck up on all my... I've been waiting for Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 3 to come out for so long. When I first started the T channel, I'm like, I'm going to wait to study hardcore on first lore. I'm going to wait till that comes out, because I thought it was going to come out within the next year or something. And I just never got around to, like, hardcore studying it. Okay, Eureka Orthos! Sorry, there was like no interesting info that we were getting, so this is the first interesting info. Deep Dungeon, we start with an overview. A dungeon with architecture changes each time a player enters to explore. Makes sense if you think about the Garlean architecture as well, or the Algonex architecture. Also, you see the same imagery and architecture not only as late Alag, but specifically you can see some early Alag, pseudo-late Alag like stuff here, which makes sense if you think about we're beneath the Labyrinth of the Ancient. But a lot of this stuff is similar to what was within Dalamud. So this installation is likely where Dalamud was either constructed, designed, or prototyped. So this is the deep dungeon for Endwalker. So there wasn't one for Shadowbringers, but for this one you need to be 81 or above to enter. But it'll allow you to level up your job from 81 to 90. And when you go in, you'll level from 81 to 90 really quick in the dungeon, and you'll get XP when you come back out. Entry is available for 1 to 4 group, no role restrictions. And difficulty is not changed based on party size, so it's just as hard if you go in for 1 as 4, so it's easier with 4 people. Yes, oh, it was cool. I was correct. It was Rabanta is the NPC you got to talk to, is possessed by a spirit of ancient Alag as part of one of the quests that you can do in Mordota. With the addition of Eureka Orthos, previous quests associated with Kon Rabantha, but I hardly Noah and the Gift of the Archmagus will be removed. Ooh, I wonder if they're like retconning some of that information or something. Interesting. Or just making them taking them out so that they're not required to make sense of it. Interesting. That'll be very interesting. They used to be used for weekly rewards for the Alliance raid, but they do have some like story and lore. I wonder if they're like retconning that too. Fae is also an insanely broad category when you leave elves and pixies. I don't remember. You see the Moogles in the Shadowbringers trailer. Shadowbringers trailer? Where are they in the Shadowbringers trailer? Moogles in the Shadowbringers trailer. Where? Holy moly, I should rewatch that. Happy birthday to your dad, Shion. Yes. I don't need the Moogles with blue palms. You also see the ones where you pick up the S ranks in the first scenario. Makes sense, Soda. Makes sense. There's none. Okay, now we're getting conflicting from different people. Now I want to see the Moogles we can color like we were able to find from the Secrets Chronicles. I don't think anyone did those past the Rowena tokens, which you can just buy. Yeah, I mean, they're not useful anymore. We don't need those quests anymore, but we like the NPCs, so we're giving them a new duty. The text lines will be different a bit depending on whether you have done the quest or not. So if you have done the quest, you'll get new quest lines. So apparently they're staying canonical. The lore and story from them is canonical, but the quests are being removed. Omega Ultimate might also feel more fun if you've completed the Omega side quests. That's a side note. So now there's a deep dungeon person, Katouan. She's probably with the son of Saint Koinax. Who are studying Alag in the region. They don't say that, but that's just some lore. I did those quests, Hydra, just because they're a fun story. Okay, so when we start, it's going to be an early Allegan architecture. That was what I was suspecting, and we're going to go deep below, and we're going to see later Allegan architecture. If you're wondering what the difference is, think about the difference between Azys Law and the Crystal Tower when you go through Labyrinth of Ages. Oh. What? Huh. So yeah, so early Allegan architecture. What was that first part though? I wonder if that was the heart of the Crystal Tower, because we see that similar heart being. Think about the twinning. Think about the twinning when you go to fight the Tycoon. You see that same similar green glow deep at the heart beneath the Crystal Tower. I wonder if that's what we're seeing similarly here, but without obviously all the infrastructure created by Sid and his crew. Artificial Livestream, Makoba's Scream. Could be. Something like that. Wait, there definitely is a post-Moogle in Crystarian with a blue palm. Cool. Yeah, so that green early summers of the twin. Yeah, exactly, Hydra. Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking. Gear will automatically be adjusted. You can equip any gear beforehand. Yeah, because you're just going to use your the like Aether thing. Demi-clone generator. So it seems like the Magicite's maintaining. It's called something different, obviously. Oruto Sakyu Basu. Orthos. Orthos Succubus. That's what it's called. Interesting. Void Scent makes sense, especially if this would have been at the height, towards the height of Xande. This installation would have existed around the time Xande would have been existed in his pact with the Cloud of Darkness, or in and around there, so Void Scent being here makes sense. In fact, it makes sense that there's a lot of Void Scent, and I see other Void Scent in the background there as well. So yeah, that tracks. So the lore for this, just like, oh man, I'm gonna have a fun time doing a lore walkthrough of this. Speaking of, if you haven't seen our most recent video, I did a lore walkthrough of the Path 1 of Sylvie Subterrane. And it is, let's just say there is plenty to talk about even just in the first path. There are mobs that go around patrolling. You'll have to clear forests using different items and paying attention to the mobs. Just like, I mean, it's basically like Heaven on High, but Allegan themed, and there might be some other differences. I'll turn up the music.
宝箱の中を開ける。はい。宝箱を開けると、こういったこのダンジョン内、ディープダンジョン内で使える特殊。
Thanks, Black Flame. Very much appreciated. Thanks, Kirle. Is there a lore reason for why we can turn into a temporary void scent, or is it just a gameplay thing? If you're talking about the Pomanders for like Palace of the Dead, no, there's lore behind that. It's just it's magics created by the Gelmorans in order to defend themselves, both in the Palace of the Dead as well as from the elementals and other things. You aren't turning yourself so much into a void scent as an embodiment of another elemental, more of an elemental really than a void scent. I mean, I guess it might be astrally aligned to that degree, but I would be surprised because I don't know how you. But effectively, that you're taking on that visage and those powers for a short period of time through the magics of the Pomanders. The map layout changes every time. Items you find in the treasure box. Clearing a deep dungeon solo on every job. There are amazing players out there. Like Yoshi-P's like shocked that people are able to do that. That's the same reason that we can turn it into a Kiribu. It's the only time we've also seen like the canonical like a Pomander version. The Pomander version is, you know, the root inspiration for that statue you see in Amdapor. I stepped on a mine. That was cool.
入れてない危な。
So these are the floodwaters that probably would be seeping out from beneath the crystal tower's lower floors or the labyrinth of the ancients. So this in geographic space makes sense. What I'm interested about is why we would have had to go through that green aether. This installation probably isn't sitting at its heart. So the only other possibility I can think of is that we had to. This installation lies on the other side of it, so we had to sail through that heart first. Eureka POTD is the last content I need to do. So. Well, I'm going to be doing a crap ton of this, and I probably am even going to stream trying to do a solo run at some point. So if people want to do Eureka, literally anyone doing this for the first like month or two after 6.3 launches, after this is released, just at me and I'll join in, because I need to farm a bunch of this for a bunch of different reasons. If you're ever wondering how you can tell early versus late Allegan architecture, look at the like these. If you see these like glyphs, if you see stonework like this in these glyphs, that's one of the easy ways to tell. I mean, late Allegan architecture obviously it looks like Azazla and stuff, so it's like they are very different clearly, but it's how you can also tell it is earlier Allegan architecture. Necromancer and Red Mage I will murder for. I just want Lone Hero. I got to floor like 93 or 97 or something like that on Dark Knight. I was so close. Oh, I'm so close. I want the mounts from Eureka. Well, that's very different. And also, the mounts you can buy, Shion. You can just buy those off the market. Otherwise, you're just basically gonna have to be farming notorious monsters. Of course, there are new features, evolutions from previous deep dungeons. They're explaining them now. The power of gods is being used. The power of gods is being used. What is? Were they siphoning off power from the Omphalos or something? Oh no, he's referring to dev commands. I immediately go to try to find a lore explanation. He just means cheats. He just means cheat codes. Some of the mounts are really expensive though. How much is the dino? The dino's like what, 2 million? It's not bad. I want the Eurekan petrol, but it's so much. How much is it? Am I just wrong? Is it just like wildly more expensive than that? Do you think we'll be required to do Heaven on High to do this? No, Des, we are not. We are only required to do Palace of the Dead. The only requirement to do this is the same to do Heaven on High, where you just need to do Palace of the Dead up to level 50. Basically, they're treating Palace of the Dead as like the 50. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gankanagu. I love it. It looks like it's about to direct a cyberpunk movie and have a refreshing summer-filled holiday. So this is boss 1 of floor 10. So like this is the first boss that you'll face in it. I don't know this kanji. I'm so out of practice with kanji. Some of the mounts are really expensive. 7.8 on Bryn for petrol. That's not bad. It's bad. I mean, it's expensive. But it's not. It could be worse. Yeah, if you want to get that, you just need to do notorious monster farming basically in Eureka. Why is that onion a robot? Because Alag. I mean, straight up, robot versus Popoto, best fight ever. Yeah. I mean, straight up because Alag. Well, its animations are better than Cyberpunk. I mean, Alag itself is about as big a clusterfuck as the release of Cyberpunk 20. So. 2077? It's too early for this. 2077, yeah. Watch as everyone corrects me in 3, 2. The petrol only drops from gold chests and Hydaelyn. Yeah, then just go farm Hydaelyn. No joke, tried Cyberpunk last night hoping they fixed it. Nope. Yeah, when they said they were gonna basically end like supporting it with new content updates and stuff. My plan was to like hold off and see if they did hold like a Witcher 3 where they just kept supporting it, kept doing new stuff, and like kept improving it. But since that doesn't seem to be the case, I never picked up on it. Play on a high-end PC, only glitches I see are floating in PCs. I mean, but you shouldn't be seeing those. And also that's current.
ボス部屋行っちゃったんで先にボスを紹介して。
You might enjoy extra bits here and there of Allegan lore. Yeah, there's already tons of Allegan lore, like just architecture and stuff that's worth.
ボスもご紹介しようとは思ってたんですよ。
There's all this is gonna be so good for lore nuts like me.
紹介しようとしてたんですよ。
To be honest, mine never had a big issues, but I know a huge amount of people did. Cyberpunk just crashes after 30 minutes for me. Yeah. Well, part of my problem too isn't even just about like glitches, it was also like content. Me after spending way too long in Hydaelyn's farming chest, only getting 5 gold after 40 hours, only getting clams of material. Shit, that's. Were you part of like farming groups, Hydra? Because like you shouldn't be getting that few after 40 hours. Also, if that took 40 hours, just go farm gil. You'll farm 7 million gil in no time.
はい。あ、なるほど。なるほど。1個確信したんだね。はいはい。ありました。
The re-entering and the layout changed.
ドレプトノートになれる。
I mean, yeah. First 10 floors are going to be late Allegan, or early Allegan, so I would bet you as you go further down, it's going to become later and later Allegan as you descend into what seems to be the heart of the developing installation of Paladin or something like that. The other thing is that the story only goes up from 1 to 30, which means that what the bottom whatever many floors looks like below that is uncertain. I also don't think they've actually said how many floors it is yet. Have they? I haven't seen it. You can become a dreadnought. Yep.
ほら、バンバンされたじゃない。はい。そして地雷を踏むっていうのが。
There's no chance some people can apparently play it with no issues or is impossible to play because of bug glitches. Because let me put it this way: because software's complicated, because hardware's complicated, and the interactions between software and hardware is very, very, very complicated. That is why, Dest. The amount of stuff that like the same line of graphics cards, but just maybe on different firmware can cause, or like any number of things. Dest, like ask a software engineer and they'll tell you the myriad of ways in which it can break, and then they'll tell you that that was about 0.5% of them. Only time my DDR3 didn't fuck me over. Yeah. The amount of swagger that Dreadnought has. I'm glad you're so excited, Quinn.
初めて挑む人たちにね、そういうことをやると危険だよということをね、身をもって。
オルト、
もう一個ですね。はい。まだあるんだけど。
Orthos Iron Claw.
なんていうの。ほう。
Oh, interesting. A Doga clone. So this installation is definitely gonna have lore that's related to Amon then, as well. Oh, so you use him, it summons him, and he's summoned as a companion. Does he like fight with you? Does he like help clear? Because like it's not like Magicite. I wonder if it's just like a full other player. That's he acts like another player. Does he last for only 1 floor? Does he last for more than a floor? Bad play styles for deep dungeons. You always pull them into corridors. Yoshi-P is doing everything a new player would do. How nice of him. If you did the Crystal Tower, you know this character. Yep. Oh, he fights alongside you. 4.3 million for Petrol and Curl. That's not bad. You can earn 4.3 if you like just grind some stuff for like a week. You can easily earn that and more. You fix 1 bug and then have possibility to create 10 bugs as a result of that fix. It all just spirals from there. Yeah. Comments are on fire today. He looks stronger than Yoshi-P. Okay, so you only last 1 floor. But that would also make sense. Amon was part of the creation of Dalamud and would have been also part of the transfer from early ally to late ally, as well as obviously the resurrection of Xande. So between the the creatures we've seen like the Void Sen, that all makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised to find a leftover transmission or 2 from Amon. Let's just say. And if you've beaten Endwalker, you know why that might be relevant or important.
大体こんなもんじゃないですか、基本は。こんなルール難しくないので、いつもの ID ぐらいの感覚で持ってないな、俺今日。いつもの
You can revive party members here with these machines. Oh, because you don't have like the Nafkas. They're not magical. Like the Nafkas Karens. Summon companions. Hope they put a limit. Otherwise, people might exploit it to have more than 4 members. Well, no. I mean, that's the point. You would go in with 4. It's a demi-clone generator. It's like an item that you can get as part of it. It's supposed to be a beneficial. So you could, in theory, have like 5 people. I have to go back and play visit family over Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Tracy. Happy holidays. Thanks for joining in. Because like that wouldn't be exploiting. That would be literally using the mechanic as intended. Hit by another trap. Ooh, hairstyles. Are these 4 Orthos? Eureka Orthos. Let me see. Or is this just separate? So new hairstyles. Reward from Eureka Orthos. Yes, this hairstyle is a reward from Eureka Orthos. If it's sellable, this will be another way to earn money. Just farm stuff like this, sell it on the market board. Do not use it for yourself. Go sell it. Sell it, sell it, sell it. If you get it, sell it immediately. Sell it as fast as you can. Get it sold. And then, like a month later, when the price is dropped to like a 10th, then go buy one. Or go, like, or worry about using one for yourself. Always sell that shit when it's really, like, high cost, and then go buy yourself one, like, a month later down the line. Sell what? The hairstyle. Since we have the game, I'm going to show you some mounts. Ooh, is the mounts for Eureka Orthos? Or is it something else? I made so much gil from the new Arg lamp. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god! What is that? I hate it. I need it so bad. It's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, based on the fact that it looks like they might make it for Excitotron or something. There's gonna be for the, or maybe it's, yeah, maybe it'll just be for the Aganon, because it's like got the Excitotron hat and everything. But also it looks like they've got a gold sheep. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next Gil mount. Like, I'm gonna go back here for a second. I'm gonna stop. So, an elegant ord node, so that makes sense for them to have. Little sheep, I mean, those probably from maps. That is probably a new Gil mount. I wouldn't be surprised. Alligator, I have no idea. Or you know what else this could be? Based on this look, I just realized it could be the tribal group mount. I bet you this is the tribal mount. Or, wait, actually, the other tribal mount could be this here. There's a robot bunny. That's probably the tribal mount because it's the crafters. So I bet you that's it. Because these are probably a lot of the new mounts. I don't know what some of these other ones are, though. Island Sanctuary Gator mount. Maybe next. That's actually next. That's a great pitch. I bet you that's what it is. That makes total sense. This is written by Lala in pink elephant suit. Not a fan. I'm surprised you're not a fan of Willow. Looks like a dick. Okay, Willow. Okay. I bet that sheep's gonna cost like 100 million gil. Or maybe it'll just cost 25 million gil. The mask should be an indicator as to where to get this mount from. That looks dangerous. It's almost hitting the nose. I mean, maybe they're just gonna retroactively make it for Excitotron? Oh my god, it's so cute! Oh, I love it! Yeah, I bet this is definitely the crafting mount. It is so tiny. I guess when a Rogadin will be on it, that'll be huge. Sorry, but it had to be. It's a rabbit. It's a plane. It's a lop. It's a rabbit. It's a plane. It's a lop. Mount.
すごい面白。
I think we've broken Black Flame. Hey, Flame, you got a crafter to level 90 or at least level 80? Because if so, you're good to go to get it.
呪文のギリギリ。本当にギリギリです。危ない。前傾姿勢危ない。
Yoshi-P, they haven't translated yet, but Yoshi-P is like, my face is so close to the propeller. It's so dangerous. What am I doing? It's so dangerous.
No, it needs